Can everybody hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning and welcome to the February 13th late meeting of the Code Enforcement Board. Just want to make mention that we are sorry to hear about the passing of Mariah's mom and offer our condolences. Meeting will now come to order. May I have a roll call, Madam Secretary? I'll do it.
Neil Harrington here. Just say it.
Would you kindly hear?
Darren Roby here.
Brad Gonzalez, present.
Tom Mahegan here.
Okay, we have a quorum. Start this meeting. We actually need a motion to excuse Ms. Himes. I think she'll be in late, but let's get a motion.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Harrington, second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Everybody had a chance to read the minutes?
Sure.
Yes.
We need to wait for the attorneys.
Okay. We're gonna wait some more.
Lock out.
Yeah, can we start?
Sorry about that. We're still waiting for Tony. Yeah.
Still waiting for Tony.
Yeah, he's coming.
He didn't know we had a meeting?
Oh, I have one.
Well, I guess we can,
We can point out any,
yeah,
Anything in the agenda.
Here. So did we, everybody have a chance to read the minutes?
Yes.
A motion to approve?
I have one question on case number one. On the continued cases, it said on the bottom that I made a motion, but I don't understand if it was from the original case or if it was from the continued case on page 8.
were you here September 12th?
I think so.
Well, then
I
what?
don't know. Okay. Is that the outcome of that meeting, or was it just, okay, all right, then I'm okay with it.
All right, motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion from Ms. Roby and a second from Mr. Harrington. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. All right, do you have any announcements, Madam Secretary?
We do. Page 2,
Team review 1 and 2. Zoom,
Well, we can't have Zoom down here, can we?
If
What number are you, 1 or 2? Are we able to do Zoom calls today? No.
not really, I could turn
Okay,
my laptop
that's
around
okay.
so that they were here.
Okay. Go ahead.
Case number 4. Case number 4, CEB 09-24-154, in compliance, February 5th.
924, well, case number 4 is 924-151. Is that the one you're talking
Yes,
about?
ma'am.
What about it in compliance?
Compliance, February 5th, 2024.
25.
I'm sorry, 25. Page number 6. Case number 14, CEB 2509,
01-25-09, case number 14.
Zoom,
Zoom, I don't know whether we can do. So if we can't do it, what are we gonna do?
Somebody needs to notify them that I'm gonna reschedule.
Okay. Go ahead. What are we gonna do?
We have already concluded that we can't do Zoom.
He
Yes.
mentioned he could have his laptop turned around. Wouldn't that suffice?
No.
No.
Okay, yeah, we'll just have to notify them. I'd hate them sitting out there. Well, we need to just see what IT can do immediate so that they'll be aware and not just be sitting.
Yeah,
while
okay.
Trying to get in.
Yeah. Go ahead.
page 7. Case number 17, CEB 02-24-35, 524 South Lavelle Avenue is in compliance, February 12th, 2025. Page number 8, case number 21, CEB 09-24-156,
Case number what?
21,
Okay.
CEB 09-24-156, 625 Loomis Avenue is in compliance, February 5th, 2025. Page number 10. Case number 28. First notice should be 9/23/24.
Will you say that again?
Page 20, case number 28.
Okay.
CEB 01-25-19. For
Yeah.
the first notice should be 9/23/24.
Okay.
Page 11, case number 33, CEB 01-25-25, 453 Pleasant Street, is compliance, February 12th, 2025. Same page, case number 34, CEB 01-25-26, 409 and 415 Walker Avenue is in compliance as of February 6th, 2025.
Okay.
Page 16. Case number 52, CEB 02-25-330, 615 Ruth Street is in compliance as of February 6, 2025. Page 17, case 55, CEB 02-25-46, 532 North Keith Street. The first notice should be 8/5/24. Those are my announcements.
Madam Chair,
Sir?
as it relates to those who have previously given notice of the intent to appear on Zoom, the IT told me they would be sending them notification of that the Zoom won't be available. I didn't get clarification from them whether they would be telling them they would be moving it to the next meeting. But if that's the case, I'll ask your council whether or not that would, whether you would authorize that do you need a motion to authorize that, or just let it be an administrative decision and move it forward?
Either way, but you're still going to send out a new notice to them, right, to notify them?
Yes,
Okay.
right? Oh, you're not right.
Okay. As long as they're going to be re-noticed.
Okay.
I don't know how you normally handle it, but administratively, they can just continue those cases, but they should be re-noticed of when it's going to be
Right.
here.
Okay.
But we don't have to do anything as a board.
No.
Okay,
Cool.
that's what I'm hearing. All right, so let's start with, no, wait, we're not there yet. Announcements. Anybody need to disclose any ex parte communication? Okay, let's talk about our code procedures. Would code officers please stand up and be sworn in?
Madam Chair, before we move forward, I have to make a correction.
Okay, go ahead.
I read case 17, CEB 02, I'm sorry, on page 7.
Yes.
CEB 02-24-35 is not in compliance. That was an error. It is
Okay. All right, now let's get our code officers to stand up and be sworn in.
I'm sorry. My apologies. There is,
Just going to be sworn.
no, still have a correction.
Just swear them in and
She's swearing in.
How about
You'll have to come
swearing
back.
them in?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have another notification?
I'm sorry, what was your
Do
question?
did you say you had another notification? for us?
Okay, I'll do it as you get to it.
All right. We're going to be calling cases by number and in orders that are listed on the agenda. When your case is called, come forward, be sworn in, state your name and address for the record. If you're not the owner of the property, state your relationship to the owner of the property. Our proceedings hopefully are recorded, so please speak into the microphone. I think they are being recorded. I don't think my microphone's working, really. There's no light on it at all.
There you are.
I think a little scratch can tell you.
Now, I pushed it again,
That sounds live. Well,
just rub the mic.
but it's still flashing green and red.
Certainly have mine.
Take the,
Madam Chair,
Now it's green. What?
There you go. You're good now.
Okay.
the citizens, when they get up to speak,
I have no idea. I would say at that podium up there. That makes sense to me. Board, here's some code officers first, and then you'll be given the opportunity to respond. Please direct all your responses to the board. Sometimes we have witnesses that testify as well. I have to leave here at noon, so we'll get as much done as we can by then, and then we'll just have to move on somehow. Well, somebody else can chair the meeting, or we'll just have to cancel the rest of it. All right, let's start with our lien review number 1.
No, he's here.
No, he's here. Innovative Factor Corp.
There's several different things we do, so whatever you understand.
This is 615 North Street, CEB 0224-38, lien review number 1.
We can reschedule it depending on what they're asking.
Now, normally, we would let the city go first, but you, because of the lien review, you get to tell us why you'd like to have the lien review lessened or done away with. Go ahead. Sir, what state your name and address for the record, please?
Davidson St. Fort, 615. Davidson St. Fort, 615 North Street.
You live there?
No, I don't live there.
And what is your relationship to Innovative Factor Corporation? What? What is your relationship
He's got to be
to?
sworn in.
Oh, all right.
Pathetic.
First, let's get sworn in.
Will you raise your right hand, sir? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about the providing the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Okay, so tell me what your relationship is.
To the, that's my company.
You own the corporation.
Yes.
All right, tell us.
So basically, during the hurricane, one of the
You were what?
was attempted to be notified.
Uh-huh.
Was being sent to all address.
Well, that's not the city's fault if they don't have a new address, if you haven't updated your address.
So when I was aware of the notification, I immediately updated all of my information. Different location that I updated,
Okay?
and I also contacted Garcia. We discussed the matter, and immediately I thank you. And we immediately talked about the solution, and basically, since I don't live in town, so we were able to connect, and we were able to address the situation. So it was very quick in return to address my address, to address the issue, and that's it.
I guess we can't do this because I don't have mic.
This is on. I'm so sorry if you might need to my sharing.
Yours working?
Yes. I have a charging base back there. I'll charge them for.
Take about 1 more minute. Danny, what would you like to tell us from the city's point of view?
Inspector Garcia, credentials on file with the city. This complaint was driven for the dilapidated fence, mildew, dirt, and grime on the fence and the exterior surface. The respondent was first notified of all the violations on November 27, 2023. Of all violations had been to be corrected by December 8, 2023. A reinspection was done on January 16, 2024, finding the property in noncompliance. On February 15, 2024, the Code Board ordered the property to be in compliance by March 6, 2024, on return to the board for a fine. The reinspection were done on March 8th and the 13th, and the property was found in noncompliance. On March 14th, the owner was not present at the code board, and a $250 a day fine was imposed with a cap of $15,000. Re-inspections were done on November 7th, November 8th, November 26th, and the property still was in noncompliance. On January 10th, 2025, I met with the owner on the property, pointed out all the violations and how to correct them. It was to be done on January 13th, 2024, where the property came in compliance. Staff's recommending to reduce the fine down to $5,000.
Any questions from the board?
Quick question.
Go ahead.
So he's in compliance with it?
Yeah, it has to be.
He is
To
in
have a
compliance
lien
now,
review,
yes.
he has to be in compliance. Yeah, okay.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Hi, Mrs. Himes. Let the record reflect Mrs. Himes is here. And 3 board members with no mics.
Madam
All
Chair,
right, so, yes, sir.
just may I be heard, and
Yes, sir.
as well as your counsel. Anthony Jackson, attorney for the city, Daytona Beach, deputy city attorney. I'm not sure if it was fully explained what happened today. The anticipation was that we would be having the meeting up in the
Correct.
chambers as normal, and that we would have everything working the way it normally works. I noticed there's some frustration about the mics. Normally, they would have these charged if they knew they were having a meeting down here.
We understand that there are issues and that they're trying real hard to work through them, but it is not necessarily, in my opinion, fair to either the people that are here or to the board or to the staff trying to get this work done.
And I guess that's why I wanted to be heard,
That's-
just to say
Go
that
ahead.
it is within the board's power to make a decision. If the preference of the board is that we continue to another meeting date, we can do that, or we can proceed as we're doing now and just work our way through these challenges. But I do acknowledge that there are challenges, and we'll do everything we can.
There
to
are
get through them.
challenges, but we have to have a recording of the procedure. Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to take the city's recommendation.
All right, so we have a motion from Ms. Roby and with a second from Mr. Harrington.
Yeah, previous notice.
The motion to accept the city's recommendation of reducing the fine to $5,000. Oh, Mr. Gonzalez seconded. Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed. Motion carries. We've reduced it to $5,000 payable within 30 days, or it returns to its original amount. All right. Now, we're not going to do lien 2 because it was on Zoom.
We do have someone here, property managers here.
Okay, come on up. We are going to do lien 2. Not Zoom.
I'll just talk real loud so people can take it.
Good morning. Please state your name and address for the record and be sworn in.
Good morning. My name is Steve Cooney. I represent Blue Palm Property Management, and the property in question is 724 Colfax Drive.
Will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
What is your name, sir?
Steve,
Steve, what is your relationship to Jeremiah Van Larson?
he hired our company to manage his property after the prior management company failed to
Yes.
take care of it.
Do you have permission to speak for him today?
I was here just as support via Zoom. He was planning on being here, so I can answer questions. I dealt with, the inspectors in regards to the property.
All right, so I have a question. Since you don't have his express permission to speak for him, and you were just going to speak in support, do we need to hear this at a different time? That's my question to the lawyers, to the attorneys. We should what? Right. Yeah, I agree. I mean, that would be my opinion, but.
If I could just have a mic somewhere. I'm sorry. Our recommendation is a recommendation for waiver, so we're willing to go forward in his absence. I think the staff has spoken with him, and that's the staff's recommendation, and the staff can speak to the basis of that recommendation.
If staff's recommendation is going to be to waive the entire fine amount,
That's going to be correct. I don't think they're going to argue the fact.
yeah, so then that's probably less relevant that the owner actually speak.
So that's actually, okay. That's what you're going to be recommending, Danny?
That's correct.
And why would you recommend that?
The owner was unaware of the situation. He's overseas. He's on Zoom. He's in the military. And once the new management came on board, they took care of everything very quickly. The only time spent, the only thing that held it up was a survey needed for the permit. They got the survey, they got the permits, they did the inspection and passed the final and corrected all the violations at the.
Okay, so they did that in a timely fashion?
Correct.
You have anything more to add to that, sir?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Well, the city has recommended to reduce the amount of the lien to zero.
Any discussion before we go?
You go ahead, discuss.
In reading the case, looking at the substance of it, the initial, I'm sorry, Mike. Hello, okay. The initial management company failed to follow up. So my question is to the attorneys. Can we hold them accountable for not doing their job?
No,
I asked the attorneys.
typically cite the property owner or occupant of the property, not the management company. That's a contractual relationship between the property owner and the management company. If a fine was levied, the property owner then could pursue a breach of contract action back against the management company for breach of contract.
No.
The management company has not violated your code.
Right, okay.
The code is violated by owner and/or occupant
Okay,
of the property.
thank
Yeah.
you very much. So
Good
I'll make a
explanation.
motion.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion that we accept the city's recommendation.
All right, we have a motion from Mr. Gonzalez and a second from Mr. Harrington to accept the city's recommendation to reduce the amount of the lien to zero. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, we're going to start our continued cases. Case number 1. CEB 10-24-163, Sophie Delanoy at 669 Kingston. Respondent present? That wasn't present before. All right, go ahead, Danny. Let the record reflect that Mr. Harrington left the room.
The respondent was first notified of all violations on August 2nd, 2024. No contact was made. The property is occupied. Progress was not made. Staff's recommending a fine of $250, capped at $15,000.
Any contact?
No contact, and there was permits supposed to be applied for, and they were not. It was a building permit for the roof.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to impose a fine of $250 per day against the respondent effective today and continued until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $15K. Is there such a motion?
Second.
Motion, Ms. Himes. Second, Ms. Marsh. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Case number 2.
The respondent was first notified of all the
Oh,
violations.
wait a minute, let me read it out here. Case number 2, CEB 10-24-164. Jarrett Chen Yuan at 723 White Street. Respondent present? Last time we had a neighbor here as a witness. Does the neighbor come back or no? Okay. Go ahead, Danny.
The respondent was first notified of all the violations on August 2nd, 2024. I've had no contact. The property is not occupied anymore. Progress has not been made, and the grass continues to grow. I don't know if you remember the safety issue in the back where the grass was.
Yeah,
it
we
was tough.
gave 7 days for cleaning
Right.
up because there were snakes and all
Right.
kinds
So
of stuff.
he did cut it, and then it's starting to grow again. Staff's recommending a fine of $250, kept at $10,000.
No one lives there. Is this homesteaded?
No.
No, just no one lives there.
There was transients there last time, but they're out now.
Okay. All right, let the record reflect Mr. Harrington has returned to the board. Staff is recommending a $250 a day fine up to $10,000. No show, no contact. Is there such a motion? Who made the motion? Ms. Roby made the motion, Ms. Himes the second, to accept the city's recommendation of $250 per day, up to $10,000. But you said the yard did get cut, right?
The rear got cut, and they did cut the front, but it's overgrown again. I went out there yesterday.
Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed. Not voting. Mr. Harrington's not voting, since he wasn't here for the discussion. All right, case number 3, CEB 01-25-01, Donna and Glenn Weatherall at 624 Mulberry Street. Field-generated case. Mr. Beanie, good morning. I don't know that we know you.
Good morning, Madam Chair.
Is this the first time you've been here?
Second time.
Second time?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Inspector Ron Beanie, code compliance credentials are on file. The respondent was first notified on September 13th, 2024. Since the last hearing, I've had contact with the owner. There has been no progress to the property. Staff is recommending a fine of $100 a day at a cap of $15,000.
Is it occupied or?
It is not occupied. I'm sorry, sir.
The owners live in Daytona?
They do. Well, they live in the area.
But they don't live there.
That is correct. They do not live there.
You said you had contact. What kind of contact? What did they say?
Over the telephone.
Yeah. What did they
And
say?
I asked him if he was going to be here today. I reminded him about this event, see if he knew about it. He said he was unaware of this because he's been sick for about the last month. and he's at a different residence with somebody helping him get better. He said he was going to try to be here today.
Okay. So have they applied for permits or anything?
Nothing. The only thing that's in the possible process is he is under contract to sell the house. However, that person has kind of ghosted him a little bit.
Yeah, and that's not relevant.
Yep.
For what we're doing anyway. All right, so staff has recommended $100 a day up to $15,000. Chair will entertain that motion. Is there such a motion? Motion, Mr. Harrington, second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye. Like sign opposed, motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Case number 4 was found in compliance February 5th. Case number 5, CEB 01-25-04, Bradford McClemmy and Tracy Boyd. Last time they were here but had to leave, so they're not here now.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mariah.
This case was generated and opened January 16th, 2024. Since the last hearing, significant progress has been made. All that remains is the permit final for the fence on this property. Staff recommends to amend to the next cutoff to allow for that inspection to
Okay.
take place.
Okay. Go ahead.
I don't have an updated, I don't have an updated picture, I'm sorry, but I did swing by this morning, and I have talked to Mr. McClenny this morning before hearing.
Okay. All right. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance to allow respondent until March 5th to come into compliance or be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Who was that? Mr. Harrington and second, Ms. Marsh. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. All right. Case number 6, CEB 01-25-06, Richard Ull at 615 Mulberry. Is he here?
They are here.
Okay. Yule. Okay, sorry about that.
This case was generated and opened on July 18th of 2024. I have had contact with the property owner. Some progress has been made. I don't have an updated picture. It was too dark this morning, and the progress that was made is not visible from the street, but they did send me some pictures on my city cell this morning, but they are here to give some testimony. Staff recommends an imposition of a fine at this time of $100 a day with a cap of $15,000.
Madam Chair, they need to be sworn.
Yes, please be sworn in.
Your name, please?
Sierra McDonald.
Go ahead, say your name and address for the record.
Okay. Will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, do you live there?
Yes, ma'am. Madam Chair, if I could just ask them if they can just make sure the best you can, speak in the mic so we can have a record.
Okay, please speak in the mic, if you can. Let's see, this originated as a police complaint. Can you tell us why?
There's some drug activity going on at the property, and when the police were there, there was significant hoarding going on at the property, and code enforcement was notified to open a case.
Okay, this case was opened in July of 2024.
Correct.
What progress has been made?
They initially made quite a bit of progress, but the person who is causing the hoarding is quite volatile, and I know that they have been working to get him removed from the property, but they've had some challenges, and the last we spoke, they were working on getting him evicted.
So all of the junk that's there belongs to the person that's renting it?
Correct.
Okay, go ahead, tell us what you want.
We just want to ask for a continuance until the next meeting
Why?
so that we can clean the rest of the property. He's currently moved out.
Oh, he has moved out?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Okay, well, that seems like a step in the right direction, right?
It's a big step.
Yeah, good. Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to amend to the March meeting by, come in compliance by March 5th.
Who said second? Okay. Ms. Roby made a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until March 5th to come into compliance and return to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day. Mr. Gonzalez seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Give it
Thank
until
you.
next month. Sure. Thanks for getting it cleaned up. All right, case number 7, CEB 06-24-93. I point out that this case is over a year old. Matthew Michaels. Show up? No. Okay. Any contact, Mr. Stenson?
Good morning, John Stinson, Code Inspector with the City, and qualifications on file. No, there has been no contact from this property owner. The respondent was first notified on 23 February 2024. My last visit to the property was yesterday, February 12, 2025. There's been no change. The permit has still not been issued or inspected or finalized. City is asking for the imposition of a fine of $200 per day to be capped at $10,000.
Owner lives on site.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to impose a fine of $200 a day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $10,000. Such a motion? Motion, Mr. Harrington, second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 8, CEB 07-24-129, Coast to Coast Promotional Marketing. Respondent present.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you Daniel?
Yep.
Okay. State your name and address for the record and be sworn in.
Daniel Prieto, 224 Zelda, Daytona Beach, Florida.
Okay, and I guess I need to ask you again what your relationship is to Coast.
I'm the owner.
Will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. Where are we, Mr. Stenson?
Yes, this respondent was first notified on 22 April 2024. They were cited for unpermitted property renovations of the front and rear porch. Permit R 2404-340 was issued on 9 September 2024. There have been 2 partial inspections. The permit has not yet been finalized. As of yesterday, it still has not been finalized. How the city is asking for the imposition of a fine of $500 per day to be capped at 15.
What would you like to tell us, Daniel?
Last time I was here, I was advised to get an engineer. I got a
Who advised you to do that? It was not the board. The board doesn't advise
No.
people to do anything.
I had to get an engineer to get all my MPPs. I had to get a letter from the engineer that I sent over yesterday, and I'm waiting a final inspection next week
You're waiting on what?
for a final inspection.
What's holding up the final inspection?
Just setting it up, the appointment. GC has to schedule it in.
Mr. Stenson, what's holding up the final inspection?
I don't have an answer to that. The Permits and Licensing Department will be able to answer that.
So, Mr. Simpson, so you haven't been contacted?
Not since last hearing, no, ma'am.
Have you talked to permits and licensing?
I've been contacting Mr. Benz, which is the guy that I've been dealing with the whole time.
Yeah.
And he just sent me an email this morning saying just to schedule in the final inspection, and we should be in compliance.
All right, what's the pleasure of the board here?
I think maybe we should just give it to, amend to the next meeting. If the final inspection passes. If not, then.
Do we have any confirmation from permits and licensing that this just needs to be?
I brought the letter, if that helps the
That
engineer.
does help.
Yeah, I have it here.
From them, and what does it say?
That's what I was waiting for, just to get the certificate letter.
A representative from this firm, meaning Sun State Plans, which is an engineering company, for review and non-destructive observation to confirm construction of the residential, structural, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing compliance.
But is that from the city?
No, this is to the city.
That's from that is from the engineer company.
That's from the engineer.
We need something from the city.
Yeah, we need something from the city.
Have said, that's all we need. Maybe the attorney can look at it.
I don't know.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
You just stated that city told you to schedule the final. Have you scheduled?
Not the city. The city, well, I had to get the engineer the letter.
I understand that.
Once I get that, then I was able to schedule in the final. The general contractor is the one that's doing that.
Madam Chair, may I inquire?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't know if I missed the, okay. We're talking about work that was done without permits.
Correct.
So we were asking for things after the fact review? I'm asking Mr. Stinson.
I guess, sir, this is an after-the-fact permit.
Okay, so the things he was being asked to do would be with the permitting requirements for after the fact, which would be generally engineering reports or someone else who would be verifying the sufficiency of the work that was done.
Yes, sir, correct.
Okay, and so we're at a stage now where, at least his testimony is that he's at the stage where he's ready for the reinspection and he's pulled whatever permitting that's required?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay, so does that kind of change our recommendation?
It does. I am willing to amend it to the next cutoff. That just means that the city needs to physically go out there and inspect and be able to find all that. So,
And
yes.
that would be the trade inspectors, not the, I mean, they'll notify you, but.
Right.
For final.
The building inspectors, but no, we can amend this case to the next cutoff, no problem.
So, Mr. Jackson, are you saying now that we go along with what he has, the engineer, not the city, is recommending? Is that what you're saying?
Well, what I'm saying is that he would be required to get whatever reports are necessary to satisfy the inspector, the building inspector. And if that's what he was asked to get, then the building inspector will either approve it or not approve it based on what information they received and what their inspection of the property itself.
And Mr. Benz is in permits and licensing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You wouldn't know that name unless you've been talking to him.
Yes, it's actually Jurgen Betts, yes.
That's a pretty hefty fine for somebody that's almost finished the process. Can you tell me why the city's asking for that?
First of all, this started as a case of working without permits.
Yes.
And then you consider the length of time this case has been open and how many times this case has actually been before the board. And that would explain the reason for the high
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
That's
Mr.
why I
Gonzalez.
asked my question, has he asked for the final? Or is it still being put up?
Can I say something? The only reason why it's taken this long is because I got stopped for a front porch. And then it prolonged into going inside the house, and I had to get, it's been a nightmare, but I had to get a general contractor, I had to get the permits and plans, and so I've been moving along with everything that the city's asked me to do. It's just, I just got this letter a couple of days ago.
What's the date on the letter, please?
What was the, can you, I don't have.
February 2nd.
February 2nd.
The letter from the engineer?
Yeah, from the engineer is February
And this
2nd.
is a copy for the record?
Is this our copy?
Keep it?
Our copy to keep?
Yeah, you keep it. I already emailed it to Mr. Benz, but yeah.
Sir, you're saying that the reason it's taking so long is because you were stopped, but you were stopped because you didn't have a permit.
Okay. That's not necessary, but yeah, okay. I had to get
It's
plans.
not what?
It took months for me to get even the permit issued. Not only did it take a long time to get the plans, but then when I submitted it, it took like 2-3 months just to get the permit. And then more and more things just kept coming up.
Is this the first time you've ever done a project?
Yeah, that's my last. I'll tell you that much.
So,
And I don't know why I'm getting fined $500 a day for it.
Well, Mr.
I've been-
Stenson, you did amend to the next cutoff, correct?
Yes,
You did
ma'am.
recommend after
Correct.
he said he talked to Mr. Benz?
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
so we're amending to there's a motion to amend to the next cutoff?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and who's making that motion?
I will.
Ms. Roby, second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Marsh, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay.
All right, so that is 4-2. What's your vote, sir? 5-2, motion passes. Okay, but I think that I'm not even gonna say, you better get on it.
All right, no problem.
Okay. Case number 9 was supposed to be a Zoom meeting, or was a Zoom meeting last time? Is it a Zoom meeting this
It was
time?
last time.
What?
It was last time. It had
That-
the people that wanted to be the witness.
Right.
Oh, the neighbors, yes.
Yeah, the neighbors.
All right, case number 9, CEB 01-25-27, Catherine Chrisman and Jessica Switzer. And it was a Zoom meeting last time, and they were in Ocala. And the people that were on the Zoom meeting were the owners, correct?
No, the people on the Zoom meeting, to my recollection, was the neighbors complaining about.
Do we have their names?
The neighbors, that's
Was
minutes.
Mr. and Mrs. Williams.
It was for an unrelated issue about graffiti on a fence.
Yeah,
outside
We
of-
didn't take the testimony because
that's right.
Right.
They couldn't testify.
Ain't giving testimony.
What?
So let's hear it.
All right, let's go. Just case number 9, CEB 0125-27, Catherine Chrisman and Jessica Switzer. Anybody present? Okay. All right, let's, this is the first notified 9/18/23. Mr. Stenson, go ahead.
That's correct. This respondent was first notified 18 September 2023. They were cited for unmaintained landscaping, premises identification, damaged roof, and soffits. Since then, the landscaping has been addressed. They have finally put the address numbers on there. However, the roof soffits are still in disrepair. The city's recommending the imposition of a fine of $200 per day to be capped at $10,000.
So you're saying what's left is the damaged roofs and stuff?
Yes, ma'am.
They need permits to fix this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Have you heard from them?
Yes, yes, I have.
Okay, so you've had, what's their,
She has had some personal issues, some issues with her family, so she's been in and out of town. So that's
do they live there?
Miss Switzer lives there, yes.
So really, all they have to do is, they don't need permits. So what's being out of town have to do with it?
I can only relate it.
Yeah, I know, I get it, okay. So the city's recommending $200 a day. Do we have any comments from the board? Okay, Mr. Harrington has made a motion to accept the city's recommendation of $200 per day against the respondent effective today until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $10,000. Is there a second to that motion? Okay, sorry, Mr. Gonzalez made the second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries.
I'm sorry, Madam Chair, and that was 200 to 10,000, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because somebody lives there. Let the record reflect Mr. Gonzalez is leaving the meeting for a minute. All right, now we have case number 10. Are we doing 10 and 11 together or separately?
Recommend separately.
Recommend separately, all right. Case number 10, CEB 01-25-03, Melissa Farrington at 1329 Gulfview Drive. Okay. Respondent present? You had contact, Mr. Klig?
No.
What would you like to tell us?
Well, it was first notified November 13th of 2024. I had no contact with the owner. It's not occupied. No progress has been made. Staff's recommending a $200 a day fine capped at $10,000.
So no one's living there at all?
No, ma'am.
Madam Chair, I recommend we accept the city's.
All right, Ms. Himes has made a motion to accept the city's recommendation of $200 a day fine effective today and against the respondent and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $10,000. Is there a second? Second, Mr. Harrington. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 11, same respondent. No show, no contact, Mr. Klig?
No, ma'am. First notified December 9th of 2024. No contact. It's not occupied. No progress, and city's recommending a fine of $200 a day capped at $10,000.
How much?
$10,000.
How much per day?
How much per day?
$200 a day.
Okay. Okay, well, first of all, what about the unsecured pool?
The pool was drained and enclosure with the doors locked now, so.
Oh, so that's satisfactory.
satisfactory but not compliant.
Right, but it gets by the unsecured, give the 10-day unsecured notice.
Right.
But still not in compliance.
No, ma'am.
When it's, you say it's unsecured, there's no fence around it?
No, it's secured now,
Right,
but it's not in compliance.
correct.
Any other questions or? Did you make a motion, Mr. Harrington? Yes. All right. Mr. Harrington made a motion to impose a fine of $200 per day, effective today, up to $10,000, and continue until compliance is achieved. Do we have a second for that? All right, second, Ms. Himes. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Mr. Gonzalez has returned. Okay. Let me see. Here we go. Moving on to page 6. We're going to get through as many as we can. This is case number 12, CEB 10-24-170. Carol Zaranana at 834 Marion Street. Respondent present. Have you had any contact, Mr. Klieg?
No, ma'am. First notified July 17th of 2024, no contact. Property is occupied, no progress has been made. Staff's recommending a fine of $100 a day, capped to $15,000.
100 a day up to 15?
Yes, ma'am.
If is owner occupied?
Yeah, but it's not homestead. No,
Not-
it's not owner occupied.
It's not owner occupied.
It's occupied, but they don't come to the door. I don't know who's living in it.
So can we do that up to 15,000? Since there's no homestead?
No homestead.
Yeah, I would guess our question is, well, I don't know. I mean, we don't know
ahead.
who's occupying it, but if it's not homestead, you're really operating on a presumption.
Right, it's not, so if it's not homesteaded, then it can go up to $15,000.
Well.
Yes, no?
Just for clarification,
Okay.
that's relying on homestead, based on our adoption of those limits, it relies on whether it's owner occupied or not.
Okay.
And so generally, we rely on whatever the last known occupancy was, but I don't know what the inspector knows regarding that.
Well, I think at the last meeting, it was owner occupied. But that's in the record.
I believe that the owner lives in Port Orange according to the property appraisal.
Okay.
Okay,
Then that's
answer
fine.
enough.
All right, so we're, okay. Chair will entertain a motion to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $15,000. Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion, Mr. Gonzalez, second, Ms. Marshall. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 13, CEB 01-25-07, Georgia M. Bell Estate. This is Mr. Butler. Good morning, Mr. Butler.
Good morning.
Have you had contact with anyone from the estate?
Yes, ma'am. Been in constant contact with Mr. Bell. He's a city worker.
What's going on?
Okay, as it pertains to 905, Roosevelt Butler, credentials on file with the city of Daytona Beach.
Okay.
As it pertains to 905 Rosewood, the respondent was first notified on August 13th, 2024. Since last month, court proceedings, I've had contact with the property owner, which is the son, who has made progress. Staff requests to amend to the next cutoff.
What progress has been made?
The roof actually has been completed.
Okay.
A lot of the outdoor storage has been placed in one area. You can see one of those pictures, and they're waiting on a dumpster to pick it up. And he's also, that's a different picture, I'm sorry. And he's also working on the fence, so
Okay,
the place is in pretty bad shape, but they're working on it.
so you want to give them another month?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any comments from the board? Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance, allow respondent until March 5th to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day.
So moved.
Motion, Ms. Himes, second.
Second.
Ms. Marshall, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Okay, case number 14 was supposed to be Zoom, so what do we need to do with this?
Reschedule.
What?
Yeah, Mr. Jackson said they told him they were gonna reschedule all the Zooms.
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm with IT that we did send a notification.
Okay,
So notification was sent and we've asked us to.
so we don't need to do anything, just,
Right, would have been announced that way at the beginning of the announcement. So, yeah, we'll, based on our announcement, it said that we are asking to move it to the next meeting. We will notice them for the next meeting.
Chair will entertain a motion to continue this case, which is CEB 01-25-09, Deborah Lynn Gordon, till the next meeting, which is 3/13, having been properly noticed.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Gonzalez, second, Ms. Himes, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion
And
carries.
Madam Chair, just so I'm clear, I wasn't saying you needed to do a motion, but it was, I thought maybe your counsel said you didn't need to, but I think I'm good with.
There's no
Okay.
harm in doing it.
Yeah. no
Right,
harm at all.
okay, okay. So now we're on case number 15, CEB 01-25-11. I'm not, I would like somebody to help me with this pronunciation.
I think they say it when.
When?
So Tam
Tam Nguyen?
The last name is Nguyen.
Nguyen, yeah, but I think they,
Well, whatever. I'd like to read the name, but since that person's not here, correct?
correct.
I'd like to say the name correctly, but the spelling's there. It's case number 15, CEB 01-25-11. No show. Mr. Butler, have you had contact?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
And what is the status?
As it pertains to 133 Eagle Harbor Way, respondent was first notified on September 26, 2024. I've had contact with the actual owner and contractor. The contractor has submitted the requested documents. Now awaiting feedback from the city. Staff requests amend to the next cutoff.
Madam Chair, I recommend that we accept the city's proposal.
All right, Ms. Himes has made a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 3/5 to come into compliance and return to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day or until compliance is achieved. Mr. Gonzalez is second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 16, CEB 01-25-12, Sarah Flannery at 1356 Continental Drive. Is that person here? Respondent here? No, okay. What can you tell us, Mr. Butler?
As it pertains to 1356 Continental Drive, the respondent was first notified on August 27th, 2024. Since last month's court proceedings, I've had contact with the owner, however, no progress. Staff requests $500 a day to a maximum of $10,000.
How much a day?
500.
Pretty high level.
So, Mr. Butler, she's not done any of the work.
A little, but let me bring you up to speed with this property. This property has been a major nuisance and a blight in our community. I've received numerous amount of phone calls over the last few months, including throughout 2024. They seem not to get it together, so therefore, I'm requesting $500 a day to a maximum of $10,000.
Yeah, that's
I'd
complaint.
like to make a motion that in case 17-CEV-0224-35, Kevin Lee and.
But you're in the wrong one.
No,
We're on case 16, CEB 0125-12.
1-2, yes, Sarah Flannery. My recommendation is to accept the city's recommendation of setting a fine of $500 per day.
All right, we have a motion and a second to impose a fine of $500 per day up to $10,000. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Actually, the mother's in Jacksonville, the kids are there. The kids are there. So I want to say yes.
There's none. That doesn't qualify as homestead.
As I said, our criteria is not homestead, the criteria is owner occupied.
So is it owner occupied? No.
But that's your criteria. I'm saying that once we find them, we still can't force them to fix it. If it's property is homestead.
What?
Understand homesteaded property is protected from being.
This is a document that we have.
No, that, we can impose a fine, we can do. Well, that's true. Well, that's all we can do. We can do what we can do. So what would you like to do?
I'm just saying,
It would get their attention.
I guess if the question is, does it still, is the property still affected by the fact that we have a lien on it? The answer is it's still affected. It's
right.
So because the lien is on the property, so
Right.
any action that they take concerning the property, if they try to sell it or try to get loans, any of those things, they'll still have to address the lien.
The lien on
And,
the
part
property.
of the reason things aren't getting done is because
Well, that's not our law, it's state law, probably.
Yeah,
A motion has been made and seconded.
All right, who made the motion?
I did.
All right, let's review this. Mr. Gonzalez made a motion to impose a fine of $500 per day up to $10,000.
Correct, and it was seconded.
And Ms. Himes seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. All right, now, this is,
Madam Chair.
yes, sir.
1356 Continental is not homestead. But it's owner occupied, so it still remains at $10,000.
But it is owner occupied. Okay. All right, case number 17 is not in compliance, correct? Is that?
That's correct.
So we're going to hear this case.
Yes,
This is
ma'am.
Ms. Kirk's case. This is case 17 CEB 02-24-35, Calvin Lee and Anthony D. Williams Sr. at 524 South Landville. Respondent present? No? Okay.
Sarah Kirk, Inspector of the City. My credentials are on file.
Have you had contact?
I have had contact. He's always maintained regular contact with me, Mr. Lee. He was unable to attend today. He wanted to let me relay that to you, that he had to work today, so he does apologize for that.
Okay, that's fine.
However, since the last hearing, there was a misunderstanding between him and the permit office. He didn't realize that everything had to be completed before they could final the permit. So
does he have permits?
yeah, he has the permit, so he's waiting on the electrical and plumbing final to close out the entire renovation permit. So both of those items weren't on my original notice, but they're included on the renovation permit. So everything I've asked him to complete has been signed off on, but we're just waiting on certain things to be completed so the renovation permit can be finalized and I can put the case into
What
compliance.
are you waiting to be completed?
Plumbing and electrical to be signed off on, which is
Just
included.
finalized.
Right, and that's
So that's up to
included.
the city to do that.
Right,
Has
so.
he asked for that?
He's waiting on, because he's got to get cabinets in, he's got to get
So he's
fixtures
not ready
in.
for a final?
Right, yep. So he had a misunderstanding.
How do you know?
Because he stated it last time.
Okay.
That he thought that he had everything and that it would be a final inspection.
Right.
He said it would be completed by this exam.
Okay.
And then after the hearing, he went downstairs and then came back up. So it's just a misunderstanding. So I'd like to ask to amend to the next cutoff for compliance.
This has been since 2022, when they were first noticed. So we're still do you feel that this will get taken care of in the next month? Because it's been since 2022.
I do. If you can look at the pictures.
Yeah.
It has been he has maintained regular contact with me since the
Okay.
beginning of the complaint case.
Okay.
And you can see it was a fire damaged home, a condemnation. He's, brought it back to being a viable home for the community. So, and he's doing it as a part-time. It's not, he has a full-time job. That's why he's not here. So that's why it's kind of taken longer as well, so. But he is.
Well,
he has
longer is one
A
thing.
lot
It's-
longer. But he is working on it, for sure.
Madam Chair, he's been here nearly every meeting.
Contact show, no show. Yeah. He's been here some. And he has stayed in contact.
Yes.
And that's important. But the timeline on this is getting distressing. All right. What's anybody want to do?
Chair, I make a motion that we accept the city's proposal.
All right, Ms. Himes makes a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until March 5th to come into compliance or be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day.
Second.
And Mr. Gonzalez is the second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. All right, another one from Ms. Kirk. Case number 18, CEB 05-24-83, Ramella INT Corporation at 1144 Australia Avenue. Respondent present? Have you had contact?
Yes, since the last hearing, I have been in contact. There has been progress. The roof was finalized on January 21st of 2025. Right now, they have the electrical, AC, and plumbing permit that they are working on. So I'd like to ask to amend to the next cutoff for compliance.
Okay. Any comments from the board? All right, Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until March 5th to come into compliance to be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion? Motion, Ms. Roby, second, Ms. Marshall. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 1. Okay. Well, we already voted on it, so I'm not going to go. I'll wait till next time. Case number 19, CEB 06. Two 4-92. Keep Investment at 642 El Dorado. Is Keep Investment here? Have you had contact, Ms. Kirk?
Yes, I've maintained contact with Mr. Bergonzoli, the owner of the property.
Who?
Bergonzoli, the owner of the property. As you can see, the demolition has started, the demo permit was issued, the building is gone. He expects this to be cleaned up by Friday. So.
Oh, cool.
By the next, we'd like to ask to amend to the next cutoff for compliance.
Okay. All right. Any comments from the board? Questions? Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until March 5th to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Motion, Ms. Himes, second, Mr. Harrington. All in favor, say aye. Like sign opposed. Motion. Go ahead.
Case 18. Did we make a change? It says first notified a week from now. My agenda.
Oh, boy, mine too. I missed that.
What are we talking about?
First notified 2/22/2024, not 25. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's all good. All right, and we just did 19. Let's see what case 20 brings us. CEB 09-24-146, Barbara Reed at 217 Lockhart. She's been here a few times before. Is she here now? Okay.
Okay, first notification was 5/10/24.
Have you had contact with her?
Since the last hearing, I have not had any contact with her. There's been a little bit of progress. There's a permit that, application in that's been approved, but the property continues to be a mess, and I continually get complaints about the property every week about, you can see now there's the refrigerators back out front. So there's minimal progress, and it kind of went backwards. So staff is requesting a $200 a day fine to a max of $10,000.
Does she live there?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to make a motion that we accept the city's recommendation.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez has made a motion to impose a fine of $200 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $10,000. Is there a second to that? Second, Ms. Himes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. All right, February, case number 21 is in compliance, February 5th. Case number 22, CEB 01-25-15, Matilda Riley at 636 El Dorado. Respondent present?
Her daughter is in the ICU. She actually came down here to let me know, and she had to get back to the hospital.
But you've been in contact with her.
She's maintained regular contact with me.
Okay, what's the the property is vacant, correct?
I believe so.
Okay.
She is planning on having the property demolished. She just had the asbestos survey completed January 30th of 2025, which I have a copy of it right here, in preparation to be demolished. So we would like to ask to amend till the April cutoff for compliance.
Okay. What is the issue with, why does she want it demolished?
It's been an issue with the property. She just wants it to be torn down. The roof is, there's roof damage. There's a lot of damage to the property, and she just wants to have it torn down and rebuild.
Just putting a new roof on wouldn't solve the issue?
I haven't been inside the house, so I don't know what other issues are going on inside.
So she's
There
got
could
to
be
go
more.
before the demolition board.
What's up?
correct? She has to go before the demolition board?
That I don't know. It hasn't been condemned, so, but I
So
don't know.
it's not condemned, so
Right.
that's true.
Yeah.
So whether or not she has to go before the demolition board, I don't know.
What did you say you had in your hand?
This is the asbestos survey that was completed on January 30th, 2025, in preparation to have the house demolished. So it's in the works. She's been having issues back and forth with her insurance company.
Yes, I know, I see that.
With this one, oh, sorry, Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
If I ask a question, was this one of the houses that had to be lifted, so demolished to be lifted because of flooding?
That I don't know either. I haven't heard anything. She hasn't mentioned that to
Okay.
me. Yeah.
Madam Chair, I recommend that we accept the city's proposal for the case ending in 01-22-515, Matilda Robb.
Second.
All right, we have a motion from Ms. Himes and a second from Mr. Gonzalez to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until April 2nd to come into compliance or be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. All in favor say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed, motion carries. Now, I guess doesn't matter what I think. About tearing down houses don't need to be torn down. We're losing housing stock that way. Somebody doesn't want to fix it, okay, tear it down. Yeah. Just a little aside from the chair. Let's see, where are we now? Case number 23, CEB 01-25-16, Elizabeth Coleman and Kimberly Johnson. Complaint driven, some compliance. They didn't show up before. Are they here now? Do you have contact?
No, I've never had contact.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, since the last hearing, there's been no contact, no progress. The fence is still down and the address numbers are still not visible. So staff is recommending a fine of $100 a day to a cap of $10,000.
So they've done nothing?
The original notice had overgrown grass, outside storage.
Yeah.
Missing soffit. So I know they received the notice. It was signed for us, and they did some work, but the fence is still down, and the address numbers are not visible, and nobody's ever contacted me. It was a complaint-generated case from the neighbor, and so.
Do they live there? Does anyone live there?
I don't believe so. This house did have flooding from the last hurricane, so I don't, to my understanding, the owner is in a different state, and the relative is doing repairs on the house. That's what the neighbor has told me. So. But I've never spoken to anybody associated with the
Yeah.
property, so.
Madam Chair, I recommend that we accept the proposal of the city.
Second.
All right, we have a motion from Ms. Himes and a second from Mr. Gonzalez to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved. Well, if nobody lives there, can we go up to 15? Or reaches the maximum of? Do we know that?
Well,
The last known occupant was the owner, so.
Okay, that was the last known occupant. We don't know who lives there now. Okay, so we're going up to 10. All right, that's the motion, $100 a day, up to 10. We had a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Okay. This is case number 24, CEB 01-25-1 second, Rayfield McLeod, who was here at his last meeting. This is complaint driven. Are you here, sir?
Yes.
Good, thank you. Please come state your name and address for the record and be sworn in.
Ray McLeod.
What's your name?
Ray McLeod, 955 Magnolia Ave, Daytona Beach.
Uh-huh.
Will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Kirk.
Okay. This was a complaint-generated case that I received, and first notification was 3/28/24. The property is still in non-compliance. There's dirt and grime and a dilapidated shed on the property. Staff is recommending a fine of $100 a day to a cap of $10,000.
What would you like to tell us, Mr.
I disagree
McLeod?
with the $100 fine. That's number one.
Well, I mean,
There's
how do
no-
you do, I mean, that's what the city's recommending.
Okay, well, I don't think that'd be
That,
appropriate.
I'd like you to address work that's been done or not done,
Okay,
and what the
there's no-
holdup
Okay,
is.
there's no dirt and grime, on the house, right? The house, the front porch or whatever, I just did everything over again, okay? The roof, the shed, she's saying dilapidated, right? I disagree with that. From the hurricane, the tree fell on and I got a blue tarp on now. Okay, so I don't see how that's considered as being dilapidated.
Well,
And-
tarps are not roofs.
Okay. Well, I'm saying I disagree.
You're gonna have to get with Ms. Kirk to find out what you need to do to come into compliance. You can disagree if you want to.
Okay, I have did that, right? And I spoke with her, okay? And there was the two things that she had said. Last time we was here, I was figuring that I was already into compliance, okay?
Why?
So-
Did she say you were?
No, she didn't, but in here, right, and that's why you had said get in touch with her. I did. She came out and said that I was still not in the compliance,
Okay.
right? So because of the dirt and grime, right, so like I said, I redid the cleaning again.
Okay.
Okay, to me, I figured it was sufficient enough, but evidently it wasn't. So we redid it, right, and if you have pictures, you can see there is no dirt and grime.
Right,
The only
okay.
thing, the only thing that exists now is the tarp on the roof. like I'm saying, from the hurricane.
Right, I
tree
get that.
Fell on the roof, right, and it got a hole in it, okay? So now I've been waiting on, assistance from FEMA, I've been waiting on insurance companies, right, and I've been putting my own money into the place, interior. The whole area there now, right, you got dumpsters there, you got tarps on roofs, you got pods there in the neighborhood. Okay, so I'm not the only one that the hurricane
Well, I know,
affected,
but that's
okay?
not, well, they're not here, you are.
Okay, so the
Is your,
top-
is the boat still in the front yard?
No, it's not.
That has been moved.
Okay, boat's
Okay.
been moved.
So everything.
All right,
is-
so you need a little more time is what you're saying.
Exactly. So, and hopefully the insurance company or somebody will be done kicked in by then, okay?
Mhm.
Other than that, then I guess after working, get my own money to do that,
Okay,
Yes, when was the
Oh.
picture taken, please?
this picture was taken yesterday, and you can see the dirt and
Okay, the
grime.
grime.
Yes, ma'am.
You see that, Mr., can you show it to him?
Front
Is that
door,
what I'm looking
front door
at?
area.
And on the side of the wall.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
been pressure washed, But I'll redo it again, I guess,
Well, I mean,
Painting
you
it-
see, can you see,
painting
you
it
can
maybe.
see that, correct?
No, I can't see that. I got
Okay,
it.
and that was from yesterday.
Okay, right. And from the picture that she took before, right, you can see that it's different than what the
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
picture she took
no,
prior
I
to that.
appreciate the fact that you're working on it.
Okay,
That's why we're here.
okay,
We're not here to just collect fines, we're here to get our housing stock back in order again so it looks nice.
okay. Thank you. And I just, one question I got, how can the shed can be considered as dilapidated?
I don't know, I don't make the rules.
When the tarp, I'm saying, but this is what was being told to me, okay, with the tarp. is
Well,
on
then
the
you'd
roof.
have to ask, Ms. Kirk, I don't make the rules, she, dilapidated, I guess, because it doesn't have a roof on it, I mean.
No, it have a roof and it have a hole in the roof. Okay, when I'm seeing so many homes around town got tops on the roof.
Well, I
they're
can't
not
deal with
considered
every,
dilapidated,
if it comes before me,
Okay.
comes before us, we will deal with it.
Okay,
Those
so
other,
can I
and
just
you're
get
welcome
it-
to turn those other places in.
Okay, so can I just get no fine and a continuance to the next cutoff date and hopefully.
Well, we're gonna discuss that,
Okay.
what is the,
Is there any more parking on the grass?
No.
Or is that stopped?
That's been corrected.
and the trash and debris is gone?
Yes.
Okay, so, all we're really waiting on is can you put a new tarp on the roof? I mean, if
That's
it's got
not
a
gonna-
hole in it, what good is it?
That's
That's
not
why
gonna
the
put it
top
into
is-
compliance. so-
No, I know
but-
it'll put it in compliance, but it would stop the building from rotting.
That's why the top is on the roof, yeah.
That is correct. You said
Yeah.
it had a hole in it.
Right, it had a hole on it from the tree falling on it.
Oh,
We
okay.
have the tree removed, okay?
Oh, I
and we
see,
put
so
the
and then
tarp-
you put the tarp on.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly, and I have pictures of that also. From the,
What do you mean you have an issue with
I
it?
have a picture
Oh,
of
picture.
the tree being on the roof.
Yeah,
you know.
okay. I believe that there was a tree on the roof. All right, what does the board think? City's asking for $100 a day up to 10,000. I am inclined to give him a little more time to see if he can get FEMA money or insurance money to get that fixed.
Thank you.
Because that's the last time, I mean, that's the last thing that seems to be, that needs to be done, correct? And that, the little bit of cleaning up of the house.
I'm sorry.
That's my inclination.
So we're giving them to December?
I don't, to win?
Well, FEMA money.
I'm sorry.
And insurance.
Go ahead.
Is FEMA gonna pay for the shed? I didn't think so. Okay, so basically it's just dirt and grime in the shed, so I don't know what FEMA, unless I'm
Oh,
wrong.
okay. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what FEMA pays for, what they don't.
I have insurance on the property as well.
Okay, and why haven't you made a claim?
I have made the claim, and that's the whole up
And
deal.
you're just waiting. Have they been out to see it?
Yes, they came out to approve everything. and
When?
I'm just going through it. I don't know the date they came.
Well, not exact.
Right,
Give me an idea when they came out.
Maybe about 3 months now.
And they're,
And I've checked on it, right, and it
Uh-huh.
says pending, you know, but everything been approved from the adjuster coming out and turning in everything.
Okay,
and I-
everything's been approved, you're just waiting for them to
Waiting on
issue a
it.
check.
Exactly.
Okay, what's everybody want to do? I told you what the city wants to do, told you what I want to do. Go ahead, make a motion, please.
I just want to, if the adjusters come out and giving you an approval, can you send that approval to Ms. Kirk so she has it on file that you're waiting for the insurance?
Not a problem.
Okay.
Good.
So I'll make the motion to amend to the next meeting pending, I mean, I don't know about pending, but contingent upon the letter.
I don't know if I would say contingent upon, because I would just say between now and the next meeting, please provide all insurance
Okay.
information.
All right. Okay. All right, so, Ms. Roby has made a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until, March 5th, 2025 to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day and provide
The insurance.
insurance approval.
Okay.
Okay, that's the motion. Is there a second?
Your intention is that as soon as you get that money, you're gonna fix it?
Yes,
Because all we're doing is voting that you got approval, that it needs to be fixed.
understood.
Yeah, well, yeah. So, that's true. Well, yeah, we're assuming that you will use that money to get,
Then it'll be fine next month.
right, let me find next month. All right. So do we have a second to Ms. Marsh? Ms. Roby was Ms. Marsh. Go ahead.
So is that contingent that if you don't present this proof, then the fine will be?
I mean, it's amended till next month, we'll talk about it next month.
Yeah, yeah. All right, he knows what we want to see, and he knows what we want him to do, and whenever that work gets done, you need to be in touch with Ms. Kirk.
Understood.
Even if it's just finishing up cleaning your building, okay?
Okay,
That part needs to be done too. All right.
understood.
So, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. All right, now, case number 25. So you have till next month, sir.
Thank you.
Case number 25, CEB 0924157. Harold Wayne Benjamin at 549 Keach Street. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
State your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Tequila Benjamin on behalf of Harold Benjamin. The address is 549 South Keach Street. I am his power of attorney.
Did you say Tequila?
Tequila, yes.
Will you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good morning, Brianna.
Good morning.
What do you want to tell us?
What's up with the-
So these.
Excuse me, what's up with the other people?
Yeah, who are these other people? Are you going to testify?
I'm about to explain that.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so these two are the new owners for this property. This property was sold in December, so I'm going to be asking to add the new owners to the case.
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
First I got to be sworn in.
Let's get you both sworn in, please. State your name and address for the record.
My name is Nelson Estenos.
And your name, ma'am?
Juana Darcy.
Will you both raise your right?
I was gonna say, I'm not the owner, I'm just be like interpreter for him, so his wife doesn't speak English either, so.
Make sure she tells the truth.
Will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead. What are we doing with this? case?
They need to be served.
Oh, Madam Chair, my understanding is that they're just adding an additional owner. So what we will do with that is we add them on as part of the Solomon case, additional owner, and we continue the
Have
case
to
the next-
recite them.
Well.
Or
not-
add them and,
Then continue the case to the
and
next.
continue the case. That's really our only choice at this point,
But I'm asking to continue it to the April cutoff.
the April cutoff. Why?
So they have time to fix the violations. I notified him on February 10th of the violations, so I have to give him additional time to fix the violations. So I would like to amend to the April cutoff.
Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until April 2nd to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So
Madam
moved.
Chair.
Go ahead,
Further-
stop, okay, sorry.
Want to further add the new owners by
In
name?
order to add the new owners to the violation.
I think you meant to add them, not in order to, but just say they're being added. Do you want the order to say that they are adding them?
Madam Chair, we typically do is that you will add the owners by name as respondents in this case. So they just gave us their name as owners of the property.
Right.
And they'll be added as respondents.
All right,
Additionally,
so,
Madam Chair, we need clarification of the name of the translator.
Okay.
I speak Spanish, so I can ask if you.
okay, go ahead.
But she asked for her name.
No, I'm going to leave, so you're going to take over. You weren't
What is
here
your
for
name?
that
What is the?
JUANA, D as in David, ARC.
Thank you.
No, we just
Add it.
Adding them, we're adding them. Are you satisfied now with the name thing? Okay. So, Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until April 2nd to come into compliance.
Yeah, I made the motion and Ms. Hyman had seconded.
Who seconded it?
I think it was Ms.
Ms. Himes? All right,
Himes.
motion from Mr. Gonzalez, second from Ms. Himes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries.
Madam Chair, you said till April, right?
Yes, April 2nd. Yeah, I think it's April 2nd. What time is it? Okay, we can keep going. I'm gonna keep going till noon because I have to leave at noon. So I'm gonna, yeah, that's fine, no problem. All right, case number 26, CEB 10-24-165. This is James Robinson at 1137 Madison Avenue.
So Inspector Itani, co-compliance.
Wait a minute, let me see, let me ask, make sure, is the respondent present? Because they haven't been in the past. Have you had contact?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Go ahead.
Inspector Itani, code compliance, credentials are on file. Respondent was first notified on June 24th, 2024. Since the January hearing, I have had contact with the owner and the contractor. The permit has been approved. We're just waiting for a final. So I'd like to amend to the March cutoff.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until March 5th to come into compliance and return to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day. Is there such a motion? Who was the second? Oh, all right. Motion, Ms. Roby, second, Mr. Harrington. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
like sign opposed, Ms. Hines is not here for the vote. Okay. All right, case number 27, CEB 10-24-165, James, wait a minute, we just did that. 27, CEB 10-24-167, Beatrice Sims Estate at 873 Madison Avenue. Anyone here for this case? Okay. Please state your name and address for the record, be sworn in, and tell us what your relationship is to the estate.
My name is Shirley Pate. I live at 873 Madison Avenue and have since 2019. And I don't know what I am anymore, to tell you the truth. I'm bequeathed the property, but it's been going on for so long.
I'll ask if she can get sworn before.
Yeah, get sworn, and then we'll let you talk.
Okay.
You said your name was Shirley Pate?
Pate.
Okay, will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Do you have authority to take any action on this property?
I don't know. I've been advised to tread lightly because I've lived at the property with Beatrice when she was living. I was named as her caregiver in 2020. I stayed on the property. I have a lease that runs through the 2029, just because it was.
You have no legal authority to this property.
I don't know what I have because it's still in probate, or it's still sitting out because her estate has still not been finalized.
I think we decided last time we're not dealing with it.
I got a question. Does she have relatives or you are?
She does, and we have tried to contact to no avail. I've not seen them since about 7 days after she passed.
Yeah, Madam Chair, I believe what we decided the last time was she could be here as a witness, but not as a representative at this stage. Now, I believe the council may have a little bit more estate knowledge, so I'm looking at.
I was just gonna ask, you said there's a pending probate?
It is, her will has been, whatever, there's a case number.
Okay.
It's in Volusia County. It's sitting there because she did not name someone to take care of her estate in her will. It's not moved forward, and I can't afford to put it through probate.
Who, did the court appoint somebody as the personal representative?
No, as far as I know, no. All I know is that it was deposited, and that's where it sits. It's still showing pending. I check it every so often. I can only do, there are 3 attorneys involved, her attorney, and 2 attorneys on my behalf.
Some attorney should have got a PR appointed, 3 of them.
Nobody wants to move forward because nobody knows what to do because they can't get in touch with their
Okay,
children.
thank you.
How many children are there? Like,
There's 2 children. Mhm.
Are they named in?
I just don't think we have anybody that we can legally deal with here.
But there's no one to legally deal with this, so I don't know what our alternatives are.
do you have water and electricity in that
I
house?
have electricity. The water is on. It was not done by my hands. It was taken out of my name after I approved death certificate and will to them.
Who turned the water off?
I'm not, it's.
All right, I don't know, I'm done. What is our alternative, what can we do?
What, I mean, I don't.
No, stop. We've heard everything, we heard it last time, we're hearing it this time. I'm not,
What's the deceased name?
Beatrice Sims.
Beatrice Sims. I need to ask the attorneys what our alternatives are at this point.
Yeah, Madam Chair, I think that there's great benefit to the board with Mr. Simpson. This is an area of his practice.
Good.
We're passing it to.
Yeah, really.
There you go, nice dodge.
I guess my question is the will, does the will bequeath it to anyone, or is it up
I'm
in
just trying to
interstate
see what the
succession?
status is.
But here, with that, still.
I can't get on the clerk's website. Is it SIMMS?
SIMS.
Technically, Mrs. Sims still own this property?
It would be in her estate. How do you spell BEA?
TRICE, Beatrice M.
I don't see why we can't find it. The fine goes with the property's still in there.
Yeah, that's it.
Here it is.
Put a lien on the property.
What?
She does not have
doesn't
water. Does not have water.
There's no water?
No.
Yeah, all they've done is file the will. They've not done anything.
Well, my recommendation is we find the estate.
Yeah, this is enough.
Presumably, but I can't pull that up.
So there's no water? Why is there no water?
There is water, but it was taken out of my name and put into Beatrice Sims' estate, which is not a person or an entity, and I have to stop there because I've been advised to stop
So
there.
if they can
by
have
legal.
a water bill against the state, we can fine against
So
it.
are you paying the water bill?
I'm paying what was put against the estate, yes.
The only water that's it's a storm water, so there's no water
Oh, so there's no utilities?
There's no utilities at the property.
There's power and there's water.
There's no water.
Okay, so the city would be providing water services, you're saying there's no water services?
Correct.
There's no well services or alternative water services that you're aware of?
Correct.
What do we-
The meter has been plugged because of illegal use of water at the property.
No,
All right, okay. So what are our alternatives? Mr. Harrington, I think we need to issue a fine. I mean,
I
if
think, no, I'm going by previous rulings, that the fine goes with the property.
Correct.
If the state has not been settled, the property is still in this person's name, and that's where we make the fine,
right.
and then we're rid of it.
Yeah, but the person.
What's the city's
person-
recommendation?
The person's dead, so how are we gonna?
Hold on, I want to know what the city's recommending.
So the city recommended that we amend to the April cutoff.
No.
To check for probate, and I have had contact with the heirs, Crystal Brock, and we're just working things out with her.
Do you have a name of the lead attorney on this?
I do not have any attorneys' names.
But you said you talked to one of the heirs?
Yes.
And what did they say?
They're very confused on the property.
Yeah, well, we're not, so,
All that's been done is they filed the will in court, so they haven't actually filed a petition to start probate. They just filed the will, which is something, who's ever in possession of the will is supposed to file the will with court within a certain number of days. That was done on July 11th, 2023, so we're gonna be coming up to 2 years on that. If the property was noticed, the violation is the property. It doesn't really matter who
Right.
owns it, it's the
That is
property, it's the
correct.
violation. If the property was properly noticed, posted, then you can still go forward and you levy a fine on the property, which will become a lien on the property. And at some point, that needs to be worked out. The owner's deceased, so it can't be homestead. So it's not homestead property.
So my recommendation is to
You're-
levy a fine against the estate, and how much, the only question in my mind, how much of a fine? What are we recommending?
She's recommending amending.
I know what she's recommending, but
What do we want to fine?
I mean, I don't know whether that's what we want to do. I don't. I tend to agree with Mr. Harrington enough.
Well,
We
let's
we
hear
don't
the
have
motion.
control, we have no control over this whatsoever.
So let's hear the
$100 a day
motion.
enough?
It's okay with me.
Okay, so the motion is the fine of $100 a day
Up
up
to
to
15.
15,000.
Okay. All right, Mr. Harrington has made a motion to impose a fine of $100 a day effective immediately against the respondent and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches the maximum of $15,000. Is there a second to that?
Second.
Second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. That's it. You're done with
Okay,
excellence.
$100 a day, cap 15,000.
Okay. Okay. And I don't know what to do about it.
You don't need to do anything. You don't own the house, you don't need to do anything. It's not,
Okay.
it's, you know, what are you gonna do about it? All right, I think you didn't vote on that, did you? That last vote was 6,
I did that.
did you not vote too? So 5-0. All right, case number 28. CEV 01-25-19, Gloria Dickerson at 457 North Martin Luther King. Last time the contractor showed, who was here?
I am Darrell Lucas, the contractor. that's
You are
been
the
hired.
contractor. Okay,
Will you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
okay, Brianna, what would you like to tell us? Has anything been done?
So the respondent was first notified on September 23rd, 2024. Since the January hearing, I had no contact before yesterday with the contractor, and there's been no progress. My last inspection was February 12th, and the result was non-compliance. Staff recommends a fine of $100 a day with a cap of $10,000.
Does Miss Dickerson live there?
No, ma'am, it's vacant.
It's vacant? Oh, she's in a nursing home, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're here, I assume you have permission from Ms. Dickerson to speak on her behalf?
Yes, she has an attorney.
Yes?
Mr. Pinckney.
With what?
Mr. Pinckney is her attorney.
Okay.
She actually suffers from dementia, and she has actually 2 properties. She has also State Street that I've been working on, and that's coming up in a little bit shortly. I think it's number 35. And the problem is that, well, what we're doing, we're asking for more time because it's like a long process because she has dementia, then she has an attorney, then the attorney has to go to the courts to get funds approved in order to get things done. And so my first focus was on State Street with Mr. Jones, and then we're moving over to that one. But as I look at the list, there are some things, because he just got me on board with this because he received a letter. for
Okay,
MLK.
because Brianna just testified that there's been no progress. So you haven't done anything there.
Not yet,
Okay.
but planning to.
Who are you in touch with if she's got
Mr. Pinckney, he's the
the
attorney.
attorney?
Yes,
So is that who's hired you or has
Yes.
she hired you?
he did. He's in charge of her estate.
Okay, he's in charge of her estate.
Who's in charge as her ad litem or as her counsel? Just do you know?
Yeah, I mean,
sorry?
difference.
Do you know if he's like her attorney ad litem handling her estate, or is he her legal counsel?
He's handling her estate. He's the one that writes the checks and do everything,
Okay,
so.
all right. Okay. With some authority, but it is from the courts?
It is from the courts.
Okay, all right.
Didn't we have a contractor to show up the last time?
I believe,
Yes, yes.
it's same attorney, same contractor, I
Right.
believe.
But and just to add to it, they're also in the process of, they have a contract on one of the homes that she has that's for sale, that they plan on using that money to make the repairs for State Street and also MLK.
This guy. Still on this case.
What?
No, I'm just asking
Oh,
staff without working over there.
The other house is under contract?
Yes.
The other house.
What, one that doesn't have any fines?
Well,
Well, that doesn't have
this, but this is, okay. What do we want to do with this? The city's recommending $100 a day up to $10,000.
Yes.
What do we want to do? We have discussion on this?
Well, we've been here before with the same
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah,
And was, was he the same contractor
yeah.
that came? So, and we're still in the same place, that nothing's been done. So,
Well, it's not, I mean,
so
he
we-
was just told about it.
No, I wasn't the
Well, that's not
contractor that
true.
came.
You weren't just told
All
about
right,
this.
so,
They said that, I guess you said it was happening in September, what's that, 4 or 5 months ago?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that at the time, they hired me to do State Street. I wasn't aware when I spoke with her yesterday.
Right.
And then they brought me on board because Mr. Pickney received a letter from you guys maybe a couple of weeks ago. And so he told me that we needed to get moving on both properties and not just focus, all of the focus on
Right.
just the State Street.
got
Right.
it, got it. But still, let me finish, please.
Go ahead.
But still, this is a new contractor then, and we had another contractor the last time.
No, same contractor.
No, I wasn't assigned to this property. They didn't have anyone.
They didn't have anyone here.
anyone processing this case for them.
I say we go with the city's recommendation, up to $100 a
I'll
day.
second it.
I'm sorry, it was just brought to my attention. It's gonna be $100 a day with a cap of 15,000. The owner never stayed at the property.
So you're saying that you wouldn't give me more time to work on this because it's quite a bit of work that needs to be done on that, so.
Well, the attorney should get busy.
Mhm.
I mean, you know, that's it.
Well, I think he
That's
did,
not,
that's why.
and you're not being fined anything.
Right, I think that's why he hired me to get busy.
Yeah.
That's why he
well,
contacted me about the MLK property to get started on
Once
it.
again, it's the property, it's not the owner.
Right, it's
It's
property.
the property, and you admitted that in September it was notified and you haven't done nothing because you've been working on State Street.
No, I got the information from what she just said, that it was notified in September. I was not notified in September, I
Well,
was
you
just.
wouldn't be notified then,
last
the
month.
owner would, or it would be posted on the house.
Right, but they live out of town. Like I said, she has dementia and live in a home, and she has an attorney that's trying to process everything.
Yeah, he needs to get on the
He should
stick.
be here, not you.
Madam
Yeah.
Chair, I have a question for
ahead.
clarification. You said that he hired you to get busy on which property? Are you hired for State Street or Martin Luther King?
Both now.
Both now.
Both now, okay.
So I think what we're saying is, we don't see any progress.
Yeah,
And I'm asking you, to give me a little time and you'll see some progress.
go ahead.
If he was just hired, okay, we have to let him do some work. We have to why don't we just give him the time, see what he does, see what he can get done.
He's not gonna be getting money to do this house till the Martin Luther King building.
Right.
No, that's not what
what
I'm
you
saying.
just said.
Martin Luther King is the building that we're repairing. That's not the
And it's
house,
going on the market.
that's not the house for sale. That's why we're repairing it, because it's not going on sale.
Well, a motion was made and it was seconded.
You made a motion to impose a fine of $100 a day up to
She
50.
made
All
the
right,
motion.
okay.
I seconded it.
Mr. Roby made a motion to impose a fine of $100 a day up to $15,000.
Which is
To
the city's.
impose a fine effective today until compliance is achieved. And you seconded the motion,
Right.
Mr. Gonzalez.
Correct.
All right, all in favor say, so we're going to vote on this now. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
You- What?
I'm not voting, I was out half the time.
Okay.
Roll call.
All right, let's have a roll call, please.
Harrington,
Not voting.
Ms. Marsh,
Nay.
Ms. Roby,
Yeah.
Mr. Gonzalez,
Yay.
Ms. Hines,
What'd you say? Nay. Nay. Well, that's another nay.
And Ms. Kindig,
Yes.
Mr.
Mahegan?
Mahegan, I'm sorry.
Yes. I have trouble with it too.
All right, so what's the vote? I think the vote was 4-2, 4-2, with one, 4-2 and one abstention, so that passes. So we've chosen to enforce a fine until this building gets fixed.
Okay.
And that will be relayed to Gloria Dickerson or whoever is representing her. And you're not representing her, so you're not going to get notice for that. And you're not responsible for the fine.
I understand that.
Okay. But you can let them know how this, let Mr. Pinkney know how this is going. Case 29, CEB 01-25-20, Johnny Noviello at 515 Westmoreland. All right, no one's here? Respondent here? No? Okay. Have you had contact, Aubriana?
No, ma'am. So the first respondent was first notified on July 5th, 2024. Since the January hearing, I have had no contact with the owner, and there's been no progress. Last inspection was February 12th, 2025, and the result was non-compliance. Staff recommends a fine of $100 a day with a cap of $10,000.
How much a day?
$100 a day.
To 10,000?
Yes, please.
Wow. Okay.
Madam Chair, I recommend the proposal of the city.
All right, Ms. Himes has made a motion to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches $10,000. Is there a second to that?
Second.
Second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Please note, Ms. Marsh is not here. I mean, Ms. Roby's not here. Okay. Thank you. All right. All right, let's see. Case number 30. CB 01-25-21, Willie Mae McCoy Estate at 332 Dealey Street.
Will you state your name, please?
Maria Armas.
Will you spell your last name, please?
I'm sorry?
Will you spell your last name?
ARMAS.
Will you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
How are you related to the estate?
I am one of the owner's girlfriends.
You what?
The girlfriend of
I'm the girl, he works out of town, so
grandson, I think.
I've been dealing with this.
Do you have permission to speak for the estate?
Yes.
Who'd you get permission from?
The owner, Tracy McCoy, he's one of the owners.
He was here last time. Grandson.
If he's the
He told
owner,
me that she could speak for him.
if he's the owner, why are we working with an estate?
I spoke to Tracy, and he's allowing for her to speak.
Okay,
Can I get a clarification on that?
go ahead. There is a question from Mr. Harrington.
If the
We need
gentleman
that.
is the official owner, why are we dealing with an estate?
I'm not sure why it still says estate, the ownership has been transferred to the three she left it to three of the grandsons.
When was it? It wasn't property appraised. Why is here on the records it has the grandmother?
I have the paperwork somewhere, I've seen the paperwork, but I don't know the date on it. She passed 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, the estate was finalized.
So who
probably
is
last
Willie
year.
Mae McCoy?
That was
What?
my boyfriend's grandmother.
She is the last recorded owner.
Correct.
Willie is a she.
Yes.
Okay, she. So the gentleman you are representing does not actually own the house.
Yes.
Yes, he does. She left it to, he's her grandson, yes. And the ownership has, been the property, I'm sorry, the will was finalized, I believe, last year.
So we need to add that to this thing then.
So we have new owners now.
Yes.
So we need to reissue this with new owners. What do we need? All right.
Who's paying the taxes?
The grandsons.
Well, my ownership must have transferred.
I need to ask a question here.
Hold on, we've got one question going right now.
I thought he was done.
What proof do we have of his ownership?
We don't have any now.
Of whose ownership? The grandson?
That she's claiming as the owner.
Right.
We don't have any, and I have nothing here that says anybody else is the owner
Right.
but the estate.
Right.
And then, I'm sorry, but
Wait a
She
minute,
said-
now, did you have a question?
Yes, I did. I was asking Attorney Jackson, had they cleared or did they have the final of the will?
Everyone, are you searching?
can I ask my question?
And now I'll ask your question. But I don't know that Mr. Jackson answered that. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Do we have,
Do you have proof of the grandson's ownership, that the will was final?
At this very moment, I don't. If you were where we were live, and we would be looking it up. I mean, not live, but where we were live. But I think Mr. Simpson, your counsel may be taking a look to see if there's some electronic record that would clarify that.
okay,
But as of
we
this
do
very
need
moment-
we can't do anything with this till we get
I would
clarification.
still like to ask my question.
Ask your question now. We had three people in front of you.
Thank you. So you mentioned that the three grandsons inherited,
Correct.
and then you say that your guy is the owner.
One of the grandsons is incarcerated, the other one is out of state. I believe you talked to Keely, who said that Tracy was handling the,
But it's still in a state.
it should not still be in a state. It was finalized, so it should not still be in a state. Their names are on the ownership, and actually that was provided to FEMA with the roof, the ownership of the house for the three of grandsons.
No estate popped up.
Was it a Volusia County estate?
Yes.
It was probated here?
Who lives there now?
Technically, my boyfriend lives there. He's been working out of town since January, and then his cousins are staying there right now, also helping get the house back together.
Do you have access to the tax records there?
I don't know what to do with this case.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I'd like to recommend that we move this to the next cutoff to get the clarification.
Right, we do need
Because she's
clarification.
saying that if FEMA accepted a name, then it must be in the grandson, but we need that clarification.
I didn't hear the word FEMA mentioned. What?
We provided proof of ownership to the house from the attorney to FEMA back in,
If you have all that stuff, why didn't you bring it?
because he was here last time. I didn't realize that you guys didn't say, he was here last month, and nobody said we needed to provide anything.
At this point,
I
I'm
was-
very sure that what I'd like to do is continue this case.
Yes.
Amend it so we can get clarification on all of the issues.
The property appraiser's website says it's still in the estate.
So what does that mean?
Well, according to the property appraiser, it's still in the estate. It may take depending on when the deed was recorded transferring it, it may take a little time for it to register, change on the
It's about
property
a
appraiser.
2-month period.
So you got a little gap there, but I don't know. But when I've looked up Willie Mae McCoy, that's.
Yeah.
There, the only thing I pulled up was a Halifax Hospital lawsuit against her in 1986. I can't find an estate.
Well, we definitely need to continue this, but I think if we wind up with the same
Right.
routine again, that we simply fine the estate.
Well, that's what got us
What's
here.
the city's recommendation?
So I did recommend to amend to the next cutoff
Okay.
because they are making progress at the property.
Not really. Oh, at the, they're cleaning it up?
They're cleaning it up,
Oh,
yes,
good.
ma'am.
Okay.
And Madam Chair, if I can, I just want to remind the staff, the board as well, Chair, that the position of the staff is we need the compliance. And if someone's moving it towards compliance, that's our big issue.
Right.
Regardless of who owns it.
That is true.
So I think the testimony of our inspectors, they're making progress, and so we'd like to give a little bit more time to get.
Okay, well, we'll give them another month and see where we are with
I
this and
don't
see
buy
how
that
much.
for a minute.
Yeah,
You're
me
saying
neither.
somebody can go up to a house and start hammering on it, whether they have any legal authority. Under that same thing, if you stretch it out far enough, they can claim the property even if they don't even own it. I just don't think you can stretch that
And
philosophy.
the other thing is they may need permits for this stuff, dilapidated roof.
You either have legal title or you don't.
The roof is with FEMA. FEMA's handling the roof. There's application, they've been out
All right,
there for
stop.
were-
stuff, yeah. If the
You
roof
want to
is
say
not-
something? Go ahead.
Yes. Well, we had a case earlier that dealt with a state. We decided to go ahead and fine the
Yes.
estate. Now, we're jimming and jamming
Right.
instead of just
I agree.
following what we started.
I agree.
Madam Chair, if I may respond to that.
You may, and then I'm going to,
The difference is our recommendation was to fine. I'm just saying what the city's recommendation is. Of course, the board can do whatever the board elects.
Right.
But the recommendation now from the city based on what's has occurred.
because there's progress being made in getting them.
That's correct. So that's the city's recommendation. Of course, the board can take whatever action it elects.
Okay. Go ahead, Ms. Himes.
I recommend a continuance until next month, then if they don't bring proof of ownership to us or to you, then we do it.
All right, Ms. Himes is making a motion to amend the previous order of compliance and allow respondent until March 5th to come into compliance, be returned to a subsequent meeting for a fine of up to $1,000 a day. Is there a second to that? Second, Ms. Roby. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Oppose.
Oppose. So it passes 1, 2, 3, 4 to 2. Correct. Because
Who else voted against it?
I did, and Mr. Gonzalez did. Mr. Mahegan's not here. So, he didn't vote.
So it was 3-2. There's 5 of us here left?
7, there's 7 of us here.
Okay,
Yeah, but he's not here.
And he's not here, so it's 6, so it was 4-2.
okay.
Okay. It still passes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could I, next time when you come, would you see that she have that information? Or I'm sure.
I can get that to you today, actually. We have it on file, the ownership papers,
Yeah, well, something's got to change.
because we've sent, it's in the FEMA file.
Don't forget, we were in the same spot when the guy came.
I agree.
And here we go again. And next month, we're gonna go again.
I agree. Yeah, I'm over some of this too, especially when it's not clear who owns what and where the estate is and who's in charge of the estate. When those things become cloudy, it's hard for me to make a judgment on those things because I don't understand what's going on. And it's right, anybody could go in and fix it up, doesn't matter, and all these different people are living there, and it's too much for me, that's why I voted no.
I can get her that paperwork today. I can email it to her,
Well,
because we've
give-
already
give
sent
it
it to
yeah,
FEMA, so I can
okay.
email it right to her. Yep.
Okay,
I'll
as soon
email it
as
right
you
over
can
to
get
her.
it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And
So
also the attorney,
to the city attorney also.
Yeah, make sure, yeah. Well,
If she provides it to staff, that will
right,
try.
provided to staff, that's all you have to do, and they'll
Okay.
get it to
Yeah,
whoever
I
needs
should be able to send that over
Yeah,
today.
thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, case 31, and I don't know, two separate cases. Case 31, even though the case 31 and 32 are the same person. Well, one's an estate and one's not. And two different addresses, so I.
One's junior. The estate-
One is a junior, okay. All right, so let's just take these one at a time, here we go. Case number 31, CEB's there, we don't need to, we've got enough complications. CEB 01-25-23, James Lane at 600 Madison Avenue.
So the respondent was first notified on October 3rd,
So
2020.
the person's not here. Okay, go ahead.
Respondent was first notified on October 3rd, 2024. Since the January hearing, I have had no contact with the owner, and the lawn has been cut. Last inspection was February 12th, 2025. The result was non-compliance. Staff recommends a fine of $100 a day with a cap of $15,000.
Somebody live there?
No.
Vacant. All right. So the only thing that's been done was the lawn was cut.
Yes, ma'am.
Everything else is still in violation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And your recommendation is $100 a day up to?
15.
15. All right.
Madam Chair, I recommend that we accept the city's proposal with case number 0125.
All right, Ms. Himes has made a motion to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $15,000.
Second.
What? A
Second.
second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye. Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 32. CEB 01-25-24, James Lane Jr. Estate at 604 Madison Avenue. Is this house attached or just next door?
They're next door.
Okay, guy, are they here? Anybody here from the estate?
So the respondent was first notified on October 3rd, 2024. Since the January hearing, I've had no contact with the owner, and the lawn has been cut. Last inspection was February 12th, 2025. The result was non-compliant. Staff recommends a fine of $100 a day with a cap of $15,000.
Who lives, does somebody live there?
No.
So that's vacant too. And there's nobody here from the estate. Where are we, what do we want to do with this one?
Madam Chair, I recommend that we accept the city's proposal.
All right. Yep, Ms. Himes has made a motion to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $15,000.
Second.
Second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed. Motion carries. All right, case 33 was complied February 4th. Case number 34 complied February 6th.
Wait, 33 compliant.
33 was the 4th of February. 34 was the 6th of February. Here's the other Gloria Dickerson case. Attorney involved, owner of a nursing home, and you're back to represent. I don't know quite who you're representing, whether you're representing Dickerson or the attorney.
Well,
but,
she can't represent herself because she's suffering.
well, I realize that, but who are you representing?
The attorney that's representing her?
The attorney and you have his permission to do that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, state your name and address for the record.
Darrell Lucas. My address is 623 State Street.
That's your address?
No, that's the address of the property.
That's the address of the property. Do you live there?
435 Cameron Street, Daytona Beach, Florida, 32114.
Okay.
Will you raise your right hand again, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Jones, what can you tell us about this?
Mark Jones, Field Supervisor for the Code Division. My credentials are on file. This case opened back in March of 2024. Ms. Dickerson was notified on July 18th, 2024. Since last hearing on January 9th, I have had contact with the contractor. The challenge is progress is going very slow. They have replaced the damaged fascia board and have started, and I believe coming close to installing all the windows. They had a permit issued back in October of 2024, but they have not had any inspections on any of the work yet from the building department. Staff is recommending a fine of $100 a day with a cap of $15,000.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Lucas. Why has progress been so slow?
Because of the process, like when he paid for certain things, like I said, it may
So
take.
you haven't been getting your money regularly?
Right, because it may take, when he get ready to apply for the money, I have to send him the estimate. Then he has to wait for a court hearing to go for the court to approve the disbursement of her funds. So it's a lengthy process just to get the money. And you all know how the court systems are. You have to wait your turn.
Yeah, we don't have control over that.
Yeah.
Do you need permits?
Permit's already done. I have to get a buck inspection for the windows. The windows have been completed. I just need to call.
You
in
need
for
the
buck
permits finalized.
Yes.
No, he still has to go in and get some inspections made on the windows before they'll be final.
Which is-
There's,
Well, yeah,
what, 2 or
okay.
3 inspections?
It's
that
one,
they-
it's the buck inspection, then the final inspection. It's only one inspection prior to the final.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say the bucket is all in one of the renovation, that's doing everything inside.
Well, the buck inspection is how the windows are installed, and they do that. Then once they say they're installed properly, then they'll come back and do the final inspection saying that it's completed.
Thank you.
The challenge with this property is it's extremely visible. It sits on State Street, right into Bethune-Cookman College, and we have received numerous complaints. This case was generated by the city hall as to regards to the condition of the property. And the contractor has explained his challenge with the money, but at this point, from what he has told me, all he has is approval for the windows and the roof repair, the soffit.
Right,
fascia boards.
but I have submitted an estimate for the painting of the building, removing the fence. They decided to remove the fence.
We understand that you're doing what you need to do with
So I'm waiting
everything
on
you
the
can do.
response.
But we need this attorney to step up his game, I think. That's what I felt in the last case, and that's what I feel here.
So I guess what kind of confused me is that as I sit here and I listen to other cases, one of the things that the attorney said that progress is being made, a lot of progress have been made. So I'm get kind of confused when you say, well, the time or whatever the frame may be, but since I've been on the case and stuff like that, like the front porch, a lot has been done. So I
Okay,
gotta get-
I'm going to ask Mr. Jones what's been done.
Well, what has been done is they removed the jalousie windows from the front porch and installed screens. They have put the fascia board up. It has not yet been painted. And they have, he states, replaced all the windows, even though this picture from yesterday They haven't quite got to all of them yet.
Which one isn't replaced? All the ones are completed. All the blinds may be done, but the glasses are actually.
Okay, they have replaced
All of
those?
the windows have been replaced.
What about the landscaping?
We cut the grass regularly.
Yeah, but this is a condition, again, as of this week, as to what the property looks like. I'm sitting in the parking lot of Bethune-Cookman, looking at the back of the property.
But like I said, all other cases I hear, they said progress is being made. Definitely progress has been made from what you hear. He just explained himself. So as far as installing fine, it kind of confused me. When does it
Yeah,
progress
I
not
get what
meet
you're
progress?
So let's see his recommendation.
So what's the city's recommendation?
The city's recommendation is $100 a day with a cap of 15.
Okay. Comments from the board?
Well, I think like the comment that was made earlier, the attorney that's responsible for it needs to get moving and work with him instead of going through a bunch of hoops that some of them might not be necessary. So I would recommend that we go.
Go ahead, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I would recommend that we go with the city's recommendation of the $100 a day.
I don't understand, Mr. Lucas, why only one thing at a time gets approved. Why can't you put in everything that needs to be done, give it to the attorney, and let him go to the board as separate things, not just one big price, but as separate?
From his interpretations, when the first things that he hired me for, he thought he did meet the criteria that it was talking. But then after further review and another letter came out, it was the additional things that he didn't take in consideration that needed to be done. Like before, I don't know if they had the fence on there or whatever, but the fence of certain things wasn't acknowledged at the time that needed to be done. So what he hired me for, he thought that would bring it into compliance. But obviously, it's not.
Okay, he's just not involved. We'll get him involved. Okay.
So, and I have one other question.
Go ahead, go
I have one
go
other
right ahead.
question. Just from my understanding, I sit here and I look at all these cases that's being like 22, 23, 24, and they get extensions.
I know.
And like one case, like 4 months, and it's like, we finding him. And it's confusing. I'm just trying to understand your process.
Well, okay, I get what you're saying. I do understand we are not always as consistent probably as we could be. Each case is an individual case, and we rule on each case separately. It seems to me there's an awful lot of stuff going on here, and the more stuff that's going on, the less time it gets. In general, I'm not saying always. But the more stuff there is going on, as far as violations, the less time it gets and the higher the fine is. You've seen probably, we're pretty consistent about that.
And that's why I wanted to make a motion to accept the city's recommendation.
Okay.
And that is, what is the reason?
The $100 fine.
It's $100 a day.
A day, up to 15,000.
Because it wasn't progress made?
There wasn't enough progress made.
Enough progress. And I'm trying to be consistent with your other case.
Well, that blew out the window when you did the other
And
state
I'm
case.
trying to help you to push the attorney to do what they need to do.
And I understand that, but at the end of the day, it's Ms. Dickinson. It's not, I don't understand that she has someone to represent. She can't represent herself because she
Correct,
has
we're
to
not,
be-
we're not talking
So,
about her.
You saying pushing
Should have
her,
asked the courts for, like,
Right.
whatever all the repairs would have been. And that way the money would have been in, that he could disperse to you instead of going to the courts every time you want to fix a fence.
well, with his interpretation, he thought he
I
hired me
mean,
to change the windows
if-
and the things that
This
were
is from
done.
July, so his interpretation has changed. hasn't
You know, if he has to go to court for you to do the lawn, each time you have to do the lawn, that's a very
No,
lengthy.
he doesn't.
Well, let me.
Well, I don't know what he does.
For major price things, not
For the
minor
court to
things.
have to approve all expenditures, that means she's been declared incapacitated by the court, and there's a guardian appointed. Now, I'm not sure if this
I
attorney
agree.
is the guardian
I agree.
or the attorney for the guardian, one or the other, but in essence, the guardian is the owner of the property. That, not to get us all on sidetracked again.
No, I think
Don't wanna
that's
do that.
exactly, we
It's
need
like
to
the
know
living.
that.
That's a
But,
good point.
you know, she can't make her own decisions.
Right.
She's incapacitated, so for the court to have to approve these expenditures, there is a guardianship, and there is a guardian for her, and the court does have to approve, you know, monitor the process.
Right.
And that's why I was just asking for more time before they do a final judgment of finding this property, finding her, the guardian, Mr. Pickney, or Ms. Dickerson.
Well, we don't know I mean, we know it's not her.
But
Although I don't know how we know that.
like you said
Well,
before.
the lien will go on her property. It's her
Right,
property.
it's her property.
It's her property. But she's not able, apparently, to address the
Evidently.
paperwork. I can
And
look
at,
it up.
at the end of the day, she's the one that's affected, and that's who I'm trying to help out right now. And that's why, again, I'm asking for additional time to come in compliance
Yeah, I understand what you're asking.
before a fine. Now, the next time, then it's a different matter, but I'm asking for time right now.
Well, I made a motion.
All right, what
and I
was your
think it
motion?
To adopt the city's recommendation of the $100 a day fine up to $15,000.
Okay.
And I think somebody seconded
Did
it.
someone second that?
No? Okay.
I'll second. I mean, the second, Ms. Himes. Motion, Mr. Gonzalez, second, Ms. Himes, to impose a fine of $100 a day up to, against the respondent effective today and continued until compliance is achieved, it reaches a maximum of $15,000. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries.
I oppose this,
Yeah, one opposed,
and it is 12 o'clock.
and it is 12 o'clock. We can either take,
I'd like to address
go ahead.
you're going to leave.
I think we should take a break.
Let me finish. We've got
Okay.
all these cases, I would like to see us at least take the cases that are people here,
Yeah.
because some of us may not make it to the end of this agenda, and we may not have a quorum by the time we get to the last of them.
All right, so if I have to leave, and Ms. Marsh has to leave, and Mr. Mahegan has to leave, do we still have a quorum? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we still have a quorum.
Okay, but I'd like to take the cases of the people that are here first, and not take them in order.
Well, I think we need a break to do that and let them come up and tell the secretary that they're here so we can do it in order.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm going to, yes. Madam Secretary, Ms. Himes would like to say something.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
She wants the list in order of people that are here. I think, is a 10-minute break adequate?
Yes, please.
Okay. Meeting's adjourned for 10 minutes. When we start, we will start with the new cases, which will be case 36 CB. And I guess that we're going to go, if people are here, we'll take those first.
So it's just us.
Okay, we now bring our board meeting back to order, and this time we're going with the people that are here. Please understand, we will entertain a motion to find respondents in compliance or non-compliance. That's what we are here for now. You're either non-compliant or you're in compliance. That is what will be heard today. Okay, we're now calling case number 36. Sir, would you raise your hand, please, to be sworn in?
Will you state your name first, please?
Llewellyn Adams Jr., 320 Garden Street, Daytona Beach, Florida.
And the other gentleman with you is?
My father.
Okay, thank you. Will you both raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. We will now hear from Mr. Jones.
This is a field-generated case for outside storage, unmaintained landscaping, dirt and grime, damaged fencing, peeling paint, and damaged roof and soffit. The first notice was signed for on May 3rd, 2024, with compliance due June 3rd, 2024. I've had no communications from the property owner. The building has been painted, the landscaping is being worked on, the roof and fence repair remains. Staff recommends a finding of noncompliance with compliance due to the next cutoff for all the violations except the roof repair. This property is on the city's roof replacement list per the Development Department. And I have a letter from yesterday confirming again that it is on the list for roof repair.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Adams, would you like to say anything at this time?
Yes, I would just like clarity on the fence, just so I can understand.
Well, there's areas of the chain link fence that needs repaired. And if you go to if they can scroll through the photos, as you can see, there's areas where the chain link fence needs to be repaired and the wood fence in the back needs to be repaired or removed.
Okay, I have evidence that the wood fence is not mine, it's my neighbor's behind.
Okay, well if that is the case, again, I'd had no communication. And so all we're looking for really is just the minor repair on the fence, chain link fence in certain areas where you can see, where it's just dipped down. It just needs to be resecured. There's an area in the side and there's an area in the front. Okay. That's fairly minor. From what you can see visually, the way the fence was installed with the panels on the outside, it definitely appeared that it was your fence.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Jones. Now, Mr. Adams, do you believe you could have this cleared up by next cutoff, which is March 4th, the 4th to 25?
I will try. I'm on disability, so.
Okay.
Madam Chair.
And, you guys speak?
Yes.
Yeah, we got several different programs trying to go to mitigate the financial portion of it. Defense, for as defense itself, you're saying you got a dip in it. Do we just put a pipe in there and straighten it up, or what you looking for?
What it is the fence if we go back to the side yard, I can demonstrate there's two different areas. It's just that the fence needs to be.
So you want the fence to be perfectly straight? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no. See, here is your pipe.
Yes,
there is a chain link fence on this up above it.
Right.
What's happened is it just needs to be brought back up to where it was originally scheduled.
Okay. Yeah, no problem with that.
And yeah, just a couple areas.
And another thing, you mentioned the soffit.
Well, that will be included with the roof.
That's my point. That's what I want to clear up. Make sure. So basically, what are we expecting by the next month?
Just that the chain link fence is repaired.
Okay.
Okay.
Problem.
Okay.
Yeah. We have no problem. We didn't come to argue. We just come to mitigate.
Okay.
Oh, yes, Madam Chair, just wanted to point out one, they just need to make sure they stay in contact with the inspector.
Yes.
And
I
a
was
lot of
gonna
the stuff
tell
we're
them
discussing now, the inspector would have got to do, and he will do that.
No problem.
Going forward. Also, if I'm understanding right, this would still, even though that the fence will be in compliance, is there a fixed time we want to come back as to relate to the roof, or what? I didn't.
As far as the roof, I would give it, we would look for about 3 months for an update.
Okay, so, so we're asking for do we need to take an action as to the fence or just compliance on the fence as of such date?
Yeah,
And
and
compliance for the
then-
roof as of another date?
Yeah, we
which
bring
can
out,
be
I would
extended-
suggest,
extended based on the activity.
correct. I'd suggest compliance on the fence for the next
Yes.
cutoff, and then come back in the June hearing to get an update as to the status of the roof.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
And Mr. Davis, will you be coming to, check the fence?
Yes.
Okay,
If you contact me, I'll come out.
Thank you.
no problem.
Okay, is there anything from the board?
Madam Chair, I just wanted to correct that the next cutoff date is March 5th, 2025.
March 5th. March 5th, we'll have the fence done. Okay. Okay,
For clarification, I have a question. So you're recommending 4 months for the roof?
Yes. Per the letter I received, there is, they do have funding at the moment for the roof repair, but it's going to be a little ways out. And at least in June, I can give the board an update, and they'll be able to provide an update.
And this is one of those city programs?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so consistent with the way we're handling those where we have the city program.
Right.
okay,
So I would
So
like
do
to
I
make
have
a motion.
yes,
No, it's compliance or non-compliance?
yeah.
Right.
Compliance.
Oh, okay.
non-compliant. Okay, this time, we find you non-compliant.
Wait, we still need a motion.
We still need a motion.
I
I'm
thought
sorry,
you
I
made
missed
it.
it. I'm sorry.
We still need a
Yeah, I
motion.
thought you made it.
No, I
She
didn't, I thought
said
it was
no.
just a compliance or non-compliance.
No, but you
Right,
said
but
I
we have
make
to
a
vote on
motion
it.
to find them in non-compliance.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Was that your motion?
Yeah, that's my motion is, I'm sorry.
Well, I was
Do I
making
have
a
a
motion.
second?
Okay, so let me finish what I started. So I'm making a motion that we address the fence issue in our next meeting of March 5th, and that we give them 4 months to complete the roof issue.
Okay, is
That's
there a
not quite what
second?
the staff was asking for, I don't think. We want compliance for the fence
Right, that's what
next
I
month,
said.
next cutoff.
He said he
Correct.
would bring in a report
So-
next month for the fence.
Well, it'll be compliant on, I mean, he'll be able to acknowledge it's compliant if it's not their fence.
But
And the
right-
things that need to be fixed, he would like fixed. Isn't that correct? Mr.
But
Stafford?
right now, they're not in compliance.
Yes. We're looking for non-compliance, with compliance on the remaining violation by next cutoff, except the roof, which we would ask to come back in the June hearing to get an update as to the status.
And that was my motion.
Okay, you got it.
So
Okay.
when you say an update of the status, you're saying compliance on the roof, or you're
Yeah.
asking for it to be a progress report
No,
I'm asking
he's-
for a progress report in June
as relates to the
as
roof?
relates to it, and then hopefully at June, we'll be able to set a compliance date.
Okay, but in June, you're looking for completion of the fence.
No,
No,
I'm
next
looking,
month.
Okay, no.
Next
just-
meeting, our
month.
next meeting is
Okay,
the compliance of the fence.
and if they are in compliance with the fence next month, they won't be back to discuss that case until we come back to the June hearing for the roof.
okay, okay.
I thought he had said that he disputes that it's not his fence.
He was talking about the wood fence in the rear of the property.
This is
That's
the
another
piece of
fence.
chain link.
Yeah, the same
No,
property, just
same
different.
property,
Yeah.
but
There's
it's-
two fences close to each other.
Yeah, the fence, the shot you took had both fences in the picture.
Okay,
But the fence that we're finding you in violation
Chain link
of,
fence.
you own-
There's a chain link fence, yeah.
chain link.
All right,
Okay,
so are we clear on the motion, or
Yes.
do I need to redo it?
okay, did I get a second on that motion? Okay, second, all in favor? Aye. Thank you, Mr. Adams, and please stay in touch with Mr. Jones.
We will.
About that, okay? We now have case number 38. Case number 38, CEB 022544, Hearthstone Fellowship and Foundation Incorporated, 900 North Oleander. Sir, would you, you're Mr.
James Deleski,
James Gillespie?
Secretary of Hearthstone.
Okay.
And I'm also the certified building contractor on the permit for 900 North Oleander.
So you said James Gillespie?
Deleski.
Oh, Gillespie?
D-E capital L-E-S-K-E-Y.
Right. Will you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. We're now here from our code. Mr. Stinson.
Good morning, John Stinson, Code Inspector with the city. My qualifications are on file. This is a complaint-driven case for dilapidated driveway, damaged detached garage roof, stained exterior walls, broken windows, roof damage. As of my last reinspection of this property, which was performed yesterday on 12 February 2025, the exterior wall staining has been corrected. The broken window has been replaced. All other violations still remain. We're asking for an order of noncompliance, compliance by the next cutoff.
Okay. Mr.
Deleski.
Delaski, would you like to say anything?
No, well, just that I think I need a little more time, you know, like the April.
Okay. Well, today is just a compliance and non-compliance. Do I have a motion from the board?
So moved.
Okay. Good. Move. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Moved and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Mr. Delaski, would you please stay in touch with Mr. Stinson? And he
Yes.
will guide you on through that. Thank you so much.
Do we have a compliance date?
They're coming back next cutoff.
Next cutoff.
Okay, so the compliance date is next cutoff, Madam Chair,
Yeah.
right? And so
He asked
he anticipates more, he's asking for more time, but we typically would ask for the next cutoff on the anticipation that we understand it's possible he may not be in compliance, but we want to make
Right,
sure
but
he's
he want
making
him to
progress
come back and-
before we
yeah.
grant the additional time.
Yes.
So just stay in contact with the
And
inspector.
what does that mean for the,
It means that for you to stay in touch with him, and on our next cutoff, you can give us a report. And if there's more time needed, we can do that at that time, probably.
and that means coming here?
Yes, or
On-
stay
what
in
was the
touch
date?
with him.
Stay in touch with me. Stay in touch with me.
Sometime we can get you.
Thanks.
Okay,
All right, so you can come back.
okay.
You can come back much.
Okay, case number 40. Case number 40, CEB 022542. Jessica Esther Ojuli and Emerson Gabriel Orlando. Am I right? Okay. Would you-
Jessica Cerotuela.
Will you raise your right hand? Do you, I'm sorry. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth? I'm sorry, let me back this up. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll now hear from Mr. Butler.
Okay, as it pertains to 1005 Essence Road, this is a field-generated case. A site inspection was conducted on November the 7th, 2024, where it was determined the property had the following violations: outdoor storage, illegal parking, no permit on a fence. The property was notified on November the 18th, 2024. The property was to be in compliance on December the 18th, 2024. My last date of reinspection was February the 11th, 2025. Result of my reinspection was non-compliance. I've had contact with the property owner. Staff requests finding of non-compliance, compliance by next cutoff.
Okay, Ms. Jessica, would you like to say anything?
For the boat is no longer there. The storage, I think we took care of it. And then as for the fence, I had to get a survey of the property, so I did show Mr. Roosevelt this morning that I have a receipt. I'm just waiting for them to actually come out and do the survey so that I can apply for a permit on the fence.
Now, this is, okay. Okay, so at this time, board, what is your wish? Can I get a motion for
Well, compliance, you want compliance by next month?
I'm sorry?
Do you want compliance by the next meeting?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll make the motion that we find the respondent in non-compliance, come into compliance by 3/5, or be subject to the fines.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved to properly second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Miss Jessica, so I won't mess up your last name. Please stay in touch with Mr. Butler, and he will guide you there. Okay, our next case is case number 41, CEB 022539, King, Nugent, and Thigh Ditch, I don't want to mess that up.
I know.
141 Eagle Harbor Way. And your last name is?
It's Nguyen.
Nguyen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Nguyen, would you please?
Can you state your name for the record, please, sir?
Hi, my name is King Nguyen, and I'm the owner of 141 Eagle Harbor Way.
Will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing
Yes,
but the
ma'am.
truth? Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Butler.
As pertains to 141 Eagle Harbor Way, this was a citizen complaint. A site inspection was conducted on November the 11th, 2024, where it was determined the property had the following violations: work without a permit driveway. The property was notified on November the 21st, 2024. The property was to be in compliance on December the 21st, 2024. Last date of reinspection was February 11th, 2025. Result of my reinspection was non-compliance. I've had contact with the property owner, and as of 1/31/2025, the plans are under review. Staff requests finding of non-compliance, compliance by next cutoff.
Okay. Mr. Nugent, is there anything you'd like to say?
Oh, yes, like, I didn't know like that is belong to driveway. So when I bought a house, they already like white like that. So it's actually it's incident. So, like when I get a house, they already make it like, on the survey, it was 16 feet long. But like however, they make on like almost 20 feet. So, after I got a contact with Mr. Butler, he was helped me a lot, so I'm appreciative for that. And I was like, got in last month for applying for the after impact permit, so it's almost done now. So Miss Melissa over there already have a lot too.
Okay. We ask then that you just stay in touch with Mr. Butler. Board, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion, non-compliance.
Okay.
Compliance
By
by
next-
March 5th.
By next cutoff. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Okay.
Who's second?
Move. Mr. Harrington.
Oh, we said it.
Okay.
We said it at the same time.
Pick one.
Okay, Mr. Harrington. Okay, board, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Nugent, would you please stay in touch with Mr. Butler?
Yes, ma'am.
And then he will know.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Um,
Our next case is 45.
Thank you.
Case number 45 is CEB 022530, Pablo Rafael Hilliard.
Excuse me, Madam Chair, if I may, I needed to make a correction earlier. The correction was case 43, CEB 022548 at 512 South Landville is in compliance as of February 12th, 2025.
As of February 12th.
Yes, ma'am.
Which case number was that?
43.
43. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and we're on case 45. Okay. Okay, Mr. Garcia, we're gonna do, just a moment, please. Did they,
No, they got to swear me.
got to be sworn in?
Your name is?
Ruben Munoz, Deltona, representing Mr. Rafael.
Can you spell your name for me, please?
Me?
Yes, sir.
MUNOC as in zebra,
M-U-N,
Munoz, as in zebra, Munoz.
okay.
In what capacity are you representing him? Are you his attorney?
Say again?
In what capacity? Are you his attorney? And-
Oh, no, I'm representing the contracting firm and the engineer firm for him to do the repair. And also him as an advisor.
And you are Pablo?
Yes.
Will you both raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah, I do.
Thank you.
Okay, we're now here from Mr. Garcia.
Inspector Garcia, credentials on file with the city. This was a complaint, received as a complaint for violations of enclosing in a garage, adding new electrical outlets and for fixtures on the exterior of the building, new doors installing, and also new windows without a building permit. Certified receipt was returned on November 15, 2024. Compliance due date was November 25th, 2024, and my last inspection was yesterday, February was it 13? 12, 2025. Properties in non-compliance. Staff's recommending a finding of non-compliance with a compliance due date by next cutoff.
Okay. Mr. Pablo, is there anything you would like to say?
I'm gonna do this, the speaking. Yes, the most important thing here is that we have to address that we already applied for the permits, and we just get the blueprints for the ongoing repairs. Basically, the entire property interior is gonna be repaired, some replacements, and electrical is gonna be a grade, the AC is gonna be a grade, the plumbing is gonna be a grade. So we got the set of prints already submitted. We applied for the permit. But it's easy to understand that the process is going to take a little while until the review. So I don't know if you can just postpone the time for the next cutoff so we can obtain the permits. And then when we obtain the permits, we're going to report it. We're going to keep you updated of the whole progress. And then we don't need to come out here for compliance because it's going to take more than 30 days for the review. And then when we obtain the permits, we're going to start expediting the repairs so we can give you a better report. It's just a matter of like making sense.
Okay, I understand that, but we're asking that you stay in touch with Mr. Garcia, and we're asking for next month to come back so you can get in touch with him.
An update?
We have to have a report.
An update, yeah.
Mr. Garcia, is your recommendation the next cutoff?
Yes, and the reason being is I have not had any contact until just recently from, I believe, the owner.
No, we sent you an email on the December the 5th, 2024, here at the
Right, I was out of town during that time.
Okay.
So
And then-
requesting an extension of time before to come here in order for us to proceed, and we didn't get a response back. So that's why, but we still can communicate right now because we are here, we're at the point and we have to, we clear.
Well, based on the next cutoff, to see if they applied for the permit, then we can extend if need
Perfect,
be.
okay, that makes sense. Okay, I appreciate it.
We've heard the city's recommendation. Board, what is your pleasure? Can I get a,
I'll make the motion.
okay. Ms. Robertson made the motion. Is there a second?
Before the motion, can I ask a question?
Just, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been motion and second now.
Yeah, Mr. Garcia, it's okay if for the next time I come by myself with any authorization from him?
That's fine, as long as it's
Instead of
record.
having the whole crew coming?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as he give you a letter or something.
Email to him. Email to him to give him authorization?
That you can
Okay, so
represent him.
Okay.
council wants a verbal confirmation from him for the record?
Okay.
Correct.
Do you allow him to represent you at the next hearing with you in absentia?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Mr. Pablo has recommended the contractor. Okay, you've heard the motion and second. What is your pleasure? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, and what's your first name? Was it Raphael? Your first name? No. My name? No.
Your representative.
Ruben.
Ruben. Okay.
Ruben,
Can
Ruben.
you spell your last name as well? Your last name.
My last name? Munoz as in zebra. Got it? Ruben Munoz.
Enoq?
No, Z.
Z.
M-U-N. Oh, he said the first time. Okay. O-Z.
Ruben, like the sandwich, Munoz, we see.
Okay,
Never forget.
thank you.
So are we done?
Okay. It's been motioned and second and we voted. Please stay, okay. Our next case is case number 49. CEB 022534, Gary Holt, 534 Pine Street.
Thank you. My name is Gary Holt, H-O-L-T.
Will you raise your right hand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, at this time, we're here from Ms. Satani.
So this case was opened on July 31st, 2024, a field-generated case for outside storage, overgrown landscaping, broken windows, damaged exterior walls, and damaged soffits. First notified was received on September 9th, 2024. Compliance was due October 9th, 2024. Last inspection was February 12th, 2025, and the result was non-compliance. There has been contact with the owners. Staff recommends a finding of non-compliance with compliance due by next cutoff.
Okay. Mr. Holt,
Yes,
would
ma'am.
you like to say anything at this
I
time?
don't know if you were told. I had a 90-day eviction process for people that were in there illegally, which I didn't know I would have to have. Would have to have a notice of intent to apply for eviction, then a 30-day eviction, and then another 30 days to wait for the court to give me the eviction. When I finally got the eviction, I found out that the house is trashed inside. These were people I didn't invite in there. The man that was there to help me invited them. Broke 6 windows, of which the inspectors has been very gracious. I replaced 2, and I'm replacing 2 today, or hopefully today. And I'm repairing the property. That's what I can tell you.
Okay,
I have a
Mr.
question for
Holt.
council, if I might.
Yes.
It is not my primary residence. It is actually where I put a down payment on for my grandson, my wife's son, who bailed out on me, and this is a long past story. I just found out that if I get a permit to put up a fence, which was there when I bought it, since it's not my primary residence, that if I get the permit in my name and get a fence put up, even if it's approved, since the permit is in my name, I cannot sell nor rent my property for a period of 1 year
So,
from the resolution.
I'm sorry to cut you off. So
Holt.
we're not
Mr.
actually here to
Holt.
give you legal counsel. If you have a permit
Pardon me?
question. So we can't give you legal counsel. You'd have to hire your own counsel.
Right.
What I can tell you.
Okay, I just didn't
what I
know if
can tell-
that, if council had any
I
information.
recommend you go to the permit, maybe.
I did, that's where they told me, that I can't sell or rent that house for a
That's what they
period of a
told you
year.
then.
No.
Well, I can't leave it
I
vacant.
can't confirm or deny that. It's basically what I'm
Right.
saying. Just go with what.
Okay,
Okay, the one thing, Mr. Holt, we need you to do is stay in touch with Ms.
oh, I know.
Matani.
We
And
finally
she
met
will-
just a few
yes,
days
she will
ago.
guide you through the
Yeah.
rehab.
I just want to remind you that today we're not finding anyone. We're just.
No, I know, I'm working, I'm there, you go over any day, I'm there every day now. Trying to clean out the inside.
Okay.
I have pictures of it that I actually sent to someone else, but,
Okay.
yeah, so
Mr.
that's what
Holt.
I'm doing.
Well,
I'm trying to
that's
move
fine
forward.
for
We'll
now,
follow
and
up.
as I said before, just stay in touch with Mr. Attorney. And please, you say you've been to permits, but please, maybe you all
Well, I'm not getting,
go
I'm
down
not gonna
there
put up a
again
fence
together.
now, but are we
To the
good on
board,
time?
is there a motion?
I'll make a motion. Compliance by March 5th.
Okay,
March
Ms.
5th.
Roby made the motion.
Okay.
Mr. Harrington seconded.
That's the
You
next
just
cutoff.
come-
I'll be happy
it's
to do
the
that.
next cutoff, Mr. Hart, that you have to attend, which will be the next meeting will be.
13th.
3/13.
Okay.
March 13th, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, it's been moved and properly second. So,
And
Mr.
I'll be
Holt,
in
please
contact
stay in
with
touch
you.
with her.
Who
Yeah,
seconded it?
by the way, very nice, pleasant
Oh,
person.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you again. I appreciate your time and your consideration.
No problem, Mr. Holt.
We
Thank
now
you again.
have case number 50, CEB 022535, Riverview Commercial of Daytona Beach LLC at 421 Model Street.
Good afternoon.
State your name, sir.
My name is Ijaz Ahmed.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Speak into the mic for the record.
My name is Ijaz Ahmed. I'm the, owner of the 421 Model Street Riverview Commercial of Daytona Beach.
Yes.
I'm a physician. So I bought this house.
Excuse me, sir, sorry, you have to be sworn in first. Do you mind spelling your first and last name for
My first
the
name
record?
E-J-A-Z, Ijaz. Last name A-H-M-E-D, Ahmed.
And she's going to swear you in, and then
Will you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Ahmed, we will now hear from our code inspector, Ms. Hatani.
This case was opened on July 31st, 2024. A complaint generated a case for work without a permit for the windows. First notice was received on September 19th, 2024. Compliance was due October 19th, 2024. The last inspection was February 12th, 2025, and the result was non-compliance. I have had contact with the owner. Staff recommends a finding of non-compliance with compliance due by next cutoff.
Okay. Okay, Mr.
Ahmed.
Ahmed?
Yep.
Do you plan to
Yep.
give testimony?
Is he with you?
No.
No,
he stayed
okay.
there.
Okay.
So we applied.
Mr. Ahmed?
Yes.
Mr. Ahmed, okay. Do you have anything to say at this time?
Yeah, I didn't know how to apply the permit, but anyway, I hired the window company. I bought the house with a window already installed. So I didn't know that they never pulled the permit for that house, windows. So I applied through the window company. The permit is already applied, and they're communicating with the city, and I communicated with her multiple times on this issue. And the city is asking for elevation certificate, which I'm getting today. So I'm please requesting more time, if you appreciate you, if you give more time to be compliant with that.
Well, you will have, she's recommended next cutoff, and at that time, we will know what the progress is or the process that you're going through at that time. Okay? Thank you.
Much, yeah.
Board, is there a motion?
Yeah, there's a motion to find the case CEB 02-25-35 in non-compliance and to review it at our next cutoff on March 5th.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Harrington, second. Okay. Okay, Mr. Ahmed, please stay in touch with Mr.
Yes,
Hatani.
I do. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Our next case is case number 51, CEB 022536, Trust LLC, Trust 529 Arthur Avenue Land Trust. Okay. Okay, good. Your name and you have to be sworn in.
Mac Robinson.
Mac Robinson?
Yes.
What did he say?
I'm the tenant.
No, he said Mac.
Mac.
M-A-C?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Will you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. We'll now hear from our code inspector.
I got a question. Are you the
What?
owner of the trust, or?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know who the owner is?
Yes, he's hurt his back and he's in the hospital in Orlando. That's what I've been able to find out.
Do you have
Okay,
authority to
so
speak on his
what-
behalf?
No, I'm just attending and I'm talk to her. and
You're the
I'm
tenant?
gonna be the person that's gonna be doing this stuff.
So you're the contractor or the tenant?
I'm the tenant.
the tenant,
Yeah.
but you're not the owner and you don't have the authority to
No.
speak on their
No,
behalf.
no,
So
ma'am.
you can be as a witness, but
Okay, well.
Wait, excuse me.
You have
Did
a-
he give you,
you can't.
do you have anything to show he gave you permission to
No,
speak?
ma'am, I do
He
not.
doesn't have
Okay.
permission,
No,
he's just
I
a tenant,
don't.
so
I don't.
Okay.
he can be a
well,
witness only, but
I think our,
You do not have a lease making you responsible for repair?
I didn't bring it with me. I do have.
You do
one.
have a lease?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Does it say you're responsible
No,
for
he
repair?
said-
No,
you don't
no,
have
but he would.
so
he would-
normally,
I go ahead and make a motion that we'll find
The-
the case in O2
Non-compliance, the next cutoff.
25-36 in non-compliance and to come into compliance by the next cutoff at 3/5.
Well, let's make
So
it,
he can get permission either to speak.
yeah, all right.
yeah, we need to make
Okay,
it clear
is
who's
there
going
a
to
second?
respond.
Is there a second?
Yeah, if you're,
Second.
it doesn't matter who's
Okay.
going to do the work.
Yes,
It's
sir.
who's responsible.
Mr. Harrington, it's been moved in
we
second.
normally cite both the
That
tenant and the owner.
We come back to this case.
That's
It's
what I was gonna ask. So,
non-compliance.
There's a
Madam Chair, if you mind, so have you been
We are.
cited? Because normally we cite both the owner and the tenant. Has he been cited?
No,
No? Okay.
but all that stuff has been
We
done.
need to do
All
that.
that stuff's been done.
Okay, we're still in a motion though. That's what I'm
Apologies.
trying to
Thank you,
do.
ma'am.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so, Ms. Diaz, you were saying what now?
So normally, the staff finds both the owner and the tenant. He has not been fined, only the owner has been fined.
Right.
So we need to continue because he needs to be fined and.
The
but-
fine, but we're only in
Noticed.
non-compliance.
No, he just needs to be noticed.
Notice.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't
yeah,
be
we
fined.
don't find the,
Well, we've noticed the property owner,
yes.
Yeah,
so that's the only person you can find.
Right.
right.
Right, but
Yeah,
we're not,
that's
right
what
now.
I'm saying.
We
We
can't
don't
find
Well, that's a
him.
violation.
He's a tenant.
But you're not
And it-
levying any fine,
Right.
that's gonna be looked at later.
Right,
Next
Okay.
week,
right,
so-
yeah, yeah.
The only thing that you're making a finding of is that this property is in
Non-compliance.
non-compliance. with
That's
the owner.
right.
The motion on the floor is okay.
Right. We're
So-
not finding anyone.
Right.
Okay, so if he appears and he doesn't have
Proper.
some sort of proof of
We cannot hear it.
responsibility, then we can't
Hear him,
hear him.
okay? Okay, Mr. Mike, do you understand
Yes,
what we're
ma'am, I
saying?
understand.
Yes, just
Madam
get,
Chair.
yes,
The gentleman, he can speak as a witness if
Yes.
he has something to say.
Yeah.
But he can't speak representing,
Right.
so if he has something to say.
Yeah.
okay. But I was thinking,
Yeah, well, we need to
Mr.
hear about it.
Deputy, if
We need to hear about
it's compliance or non-compliance at this time.
Yeah, but can he
Okay.
speak? Is-
Yes,
yeah,
he
okay.
can speak.
So go ahead and tell us what
Okay,
you
put
want.
it in.
Well, the reason why I'm speaking, because during the time when it looked like that, I wasn't there being available because some situation happened with my mom, so it's kind of my fault. And I have, a lot of this stuff has been done, like this is the new picture of it right now. That's how it looks now, where I've cleaned all the dirt and grime, I've painted it, I've gotten rid of the junk cars. Only things left is these tarps right here from where I'm painting. The junk car is gone. All the other trash has been picked up and all that.
Okay, thank you.
I've
When
done the
was-
best I could. It's kind of my fault. That's why I'm here.
Okay, thank you. When was your last picture taken?
This was yesterday.
Okay, just yesterday. Okay,
I never.
is there a motion from the floor?
We already did.
it. We already
Yes.
did it. She made a motion, no, she,
I did, and-
she did, and I
Okay, it's
seconded.
been moved and properly second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Mr. Mike, would you please get that information?
Yes, ma'am.
for-
I am.
and
I've
Please
talked
stay
to
in
her and I
touch
told her
with
that
us.
the same thing. I've been trying to get in contact and I haven't. Only thing I found
Okay.
out is that he broke his back and he's in the hospital. So that's the only thing I know about.
Okay, thank you. Case number 53.
I think staff wants to make a comment.
I just never went through the case. Okay. All right. That was it.
Yeah, we know we had it here.
Okay,
And
all right.
since he was not, have the paper to speak for him or
Okay.
anything, we just did.
Okay.
Okay, Thank you. Case number, okay, we're doing 53. CEV 022538, JL Versatile Handyman Service LLC at 631 Roy Street.
My name is Jefferson Lavelle. I'm the owner.
Okay, your name is Jefferson, Mr.
Can you
Jefferson.
repeat your name in the microphone?
Jefferson Lavelle.
Oh, Jefferson Lavelle. Will you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Affirm.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll now hear from our code inspector, Ms. Hatani.
So this case was opened on August 20th, 2024. A complaint generated case for outside storage, overgrown landscaping, dirt, grime, peeling paint, damaged vent, damaged fence, the color of the house numbers, dilapidated roof, and broken electrical pole. First notice was received on August 23rd, 2024. Compliance is due September 23rd, 2024. Last inspection was February 12th, and the result was non-compliance. There has been contact with the owner. Staff recommends a finding of non-compliance with compliance due by next cutoff. And I also wanted to mention that the property is going to be demolished. He's just going through the final steps for it.
Okay. Mr. Jeff Lavelle, would you like to say anything?
Yeah, what I want to say is it's no fault of ours because we bought this property, and in getting prepared to do the roofing, it collapsed. So, we had that extensive damage. The building is condemned, so right now we're getting ready to have it demolished.
Okay.
So hopefully we're just waiting on the contractor to get the job done. Contract is already signed, and we're ready.
Okay. Or what is your motion?
I have a question for the inspector.
Okay.
So have you confirmed what he said
That
about the,
the demolish?
right,
Yes, the city is going to be the one
okay,
doing it.
all right,
Yeah, so we're just waiting to get on the schedule for it.
okay, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, your motion?
Yeah, I'll make the motion. That we find the property, or in case CB 022536,
38.
38, I'm sorry, in non-compliance to be reviewed at our next meeting of 3/5.
Second.
Mr. Harrington, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jefferson. And stay in touch with Mrs. Atone.
Never mind.
So by down.
I'm sorry, I was just gonna recommend for the May cutoff, because the city is the one that's gonna be put on the schedule to demolish the house.
Okay. so
Yes,
she needs-
I would like to, amend it
So
to
he
the May
needs to
cutoff.
rescind-
No, he just needs to amend.
I'm gonna amend it.
Well, rescind or amend to
Yeah.
what now?
To still in our compliance, but provide an extension till the May meeting.
To the May 30th, I mean,
You said May, right?
May, please,
April
yes.
30th would be the next
Okay.
date.
All right.
I would say the May cutoff.
Yeah, that
don't
is.
have
Okay,
It's
okay.
April.
Okay,
4:30.
okay, it would be
Second.
4:30. Okay, thank you, Mr. Lavelle.
Okay, so you don't-
Just stay in touch with Ms. Atone. Okay. Our next case is case 54. Pardon?
I didn't hear it.
Change
Yeah,
one.
Oh, no, we
Yes,
didn't
he
vote.
did.
He
Yes.
just
Second.
seconded.
I still need to vote on it.
Yeah.
She did. I thought he rescinded. No, but he came
You
back and
changed this motion,
rescinded.
and I seconded
Then we
it.
got to vote.
And now you gotta vote.
Yes.
It's a new
We
vote.
did vote.
Yeah.
Didn't we vote?
Then we
Voted on
vote?
the first
We
one.
You
voted.
voted on the first one, not the second.
So who voted?
Yeah.
We
So we go
voted
again.
on the second one. Let's vote again.
Aye.
We voted on that second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. It has been moved and properly
Sorry,
second.
but we have to do it twice.
Okay.
That's all right.
Okay, case number 54, CEB 022545, Barbara Lester.
Good afternoon.
351 Garden Street.
Good afternoon. I'm Barbara Lester at 351 Garden Street, and I've got a story to tell you.
Excuse me, hold on. Please, at this time, you have to be sworn in.
That's right.
Thank you.
And your name again, I'm sorry?
Barbara Lester.
Do you affirm or swear that you'll tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, more than you want to hear. Yes. Okay.
Excuse me, Ms. Lester, I hate to keep it, but we first have to hear from our code inspector, Ms. Atani.
So this case was opened on September 20th, 2024, a complaint generated case for overgrown landscaping and work without a permit for the porch. First notice was received on November 22nd, 2024. Compliance was due December 22nd, 2024. Last inspection was February 12th, 2025, and the result was noncompliance. There has been no contact with the owner. Staff recommends a finding of noncompliance with compliance due by next cutoff.
Okay. Now, at this time, Ms. Lester, we want you to know this is not for a fine. We are here today for this case just to find you either in compliance or non-compliance. That's what we are here for today.
Okay. Well, my front yard the grass has been cut, and I didn't find a broken window in the front door, but that doesn't mean that it's not there, it's just I didn't see it. Okay, what's happened is I've been applying and working with Bill Orendorff upstairs and to get my house repaired for about 2 or 3 years now. And he's finally given me the approval that the city will be responsible for making all of the actually tearing down my house and building a new one. That's what we're waiting to do, is to get the house rebuilt. Well, I've paid a contractor.
See, we're not for that right now. So do you have any kind of proof that you're on the program?
All I can do is go upstairs and ask Bill, would you give me a letter stating that I have been cleared?
Okay, well, would you do that for us so that your code inspector can
And give it
have
to
that
her?
information?
Give it to her? Okay. That's fine. I have had contractors coming, working on the house, but I'm afraid to go any further because of what?
Okay, that's why I'm saying, once with this letter to her, then we would know. So as of now, Ms. Attorney, your recommendation is?
Compliance by next cutoff.
Okay. And at that time, next time, then you can have all of your proof of everything, so that we'll know what is being done.
Okay, now, it's taken 3 years to get to this point.
know.
For them to
What is
say,
your-
yes, we're going to do the work for you.
Okay,
So,
excuse me, Ms. Lester.
compliance?
I know.
Yes.
I personally have no objection if you ask Mr. whatever his name
Bill
is,
Orendorff.
to walk down the stairs or across the hall or wherever he has, and come in here. I would love to meet him. I keep hearing about all these things he
He's
tells
going
you
to do.
people.
I know.
And we never have anything in
Mr.
writing,
Harris,
and we
I
never
know.
see it.
Oh, I know, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. You just can't
Now,
imagine.
could I,
She has to
Excuse
have
me.
bring the paperwork.
right,
Okay.
can we have a motion from the board now at this time, because we cannot?
Okay, so I have some permits, but
Okay,
not
Ms.
enough.
Lester, I know we're trying to get a motion here. I understand what you're saying.
Okay,
I make the motion in the case of CB 02-25-45 to find the property in non-compliance and to be reviewed at our next cutoff date.
Okay.
and to
Is
provide
there a motion?
documentation.
Is there a motion? Second, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Ms. Lester, we were not trying to talk over you or not hear you.
No, I
But this-
understand.
This is just for compliance,
Yes.
meaning that it's fixed or it's not fixed. So please stay in touch with Ms. Attorney, and then you can get the right information.
But
Okay.
I can get it to you. I can get
Okay,
it to you.
that's okay, fine. Thank
I can
you.
get it to you if you want to.
Case number 55. Okay. Case number 55. Before I call the case, I would like to say just one thing. I know it's typographical, you see it,
She got it correct.
6/28/2041.
Yeah, I made that announcement earlier.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, wasn't here. Apologize for
Oh, no
that.
problem.
The
Okay.
correct notified date is,
Case number 55, CEB 022546, Elnora S. Jackson Estate at 532 North Keith Street. Ms. Jackson?
I am the daughter, and this is the son of Elnora. This is for the estate.
Okay.
And your name's?
My name is Lynette, L-Y-N-E, I'm sorry, Lynette Smith, L-Y-N-E-T-T-E, Smith. And this is Purvis Jackson, P-E-R-V-I-S, Jackson.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Lynette, we're here from our, she
You
has
have
to be sworn in.
Will you both raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony about the provided is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Hatomi.
This case was opened on June 28, 2024. A failed generate case for overgrown landscaping, dirt, grime, peeling paint, damaged exterior walls, no house numbers, and a damaged soffit. First notice was received August 5th, 2024. Compliance was due September 5th, 2024. Last inspection was February 12th, 2025, and the result was non-compliance. There has been contact with the owner. Staff recommends a finding of non-compliance with compliance due by next cutoff.
Okay. Ms. Lynette, do you have anything to say in reference?
Well, my brothers, you can tell them what you're doing.
Before you
Well, I
start,
have been working on it, making.
sorry,
efforts.
before you start,
I'm sorry.
I just want clarification that you are the representatives of the estate.
Yes.
Because that was a question I had, if they were the only ones in the estate, or are there others that's part?
Are there others in the estate, or is it just you two?
No, we have a sister who,
What is her name?
her name is Patricia, P-A-T-R-I-C-I-A, Toby, T-O-B-Y.
Have one of you been appointed the personal representative of the estate?
I was appointed when my mom passed in 2018, and I turned the paper into the courthouse, and that's the furthest I've done.
So.
I
you're-
haven't
you're the-
exercised it or anything.
But you've been appointed by the court as the personal representative.
I have the paperwork, I guess I was appointed by the court or my mom,
She
I'm not
said
sure.
her mom, I guess she turned it in to the courthouse.
Are you
I
talking-
turned it into the courthouse.
Was that the will?
Yes,
Okay, so there's been no probate actually started.
No.
I haven't did anything else besides turned it in.
Okay.
Had it
You're
recorded.
not going to be able to transfer title to this property until you start the probate.
Yeah, I gotta get on it.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, we're in 2025, you did this in 2018.
Yes.
You're lucky you still have the property. So I'm just saying, you
I
don't want
am
to lose the
because
property.
Patricia Toby is on drugs real bad. It's just, and we trying to board up the house so she can't get in. She would just, her and her friends would just be there.
Well, I understand, the ownership doesn't transfer unless you go through probate.
Yeah.
So
I-
the ownership stays in your mom's name.
To be honest with you, don't know where to start, but I have to put it up there.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't know where to
then.
start.
And I've been
Okay,
working
so
with the
what-
property, I've been trying to keep it clean, I got so far with it now, cutting all the trees down, doing the yard. And I'm disabled, so I've been getting people to help me do it, well, they've been doing it rather.
Okay, but today, at this hearing, we're just here to either find you compliance or non-compliance. And I'm sure that you will have to, seek legal counsel or anything. But we are asking that if you return, have proof of that you can speak for the estate?
What kind of proof would I have to get?
Again,
Well, we can't direct you to go to a lawyer or whatever.
Okay.
But there are some things legally needs to be done. Okay, thank you. Okay, so what is your recommendation?
I was trying to see if we could get another time limit to
Board.
finish trying to do the
What
yard.
is your recommendation?
Would go with the city's recommendation, non-compliance, with compliance by the next cutoff date, which you can give her a little update of what you've been doing and finding out about, thinking about the estate.
Okay. So motion, is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Mr. Gonzalez gave a second to the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
You got a pen, I see, right?
Yes.
Okay, write down 677-3431.
3431. 677-3431, and what number is this?
And ask for Sue.
Sue?
Yep.
Thank
She
you.
can give you some information.
Thank you.
The man answers, hang up.
We'll be out of time.
I'm the receptionist, but
Okay.
basically what you need to
Actually,
go
we have time
through
to
is
fix
what's
the
called a
board.
summary administration.
March
Okay.
5th. March 5th would be the next cutoff.
That's it?
Just stay in touch with her.
Stay in touch with her.
But she can
She'll let you
relay
know.
information from you of what you're, what's
What we're
going on.
doing and what needs to continue to do.
And just write down summary administration. Okay? That's what you need to do.
All right, and your number is
Okay.
is
So now our next case, and Madam Secretary, you're gonna have to help me with this one.
37.
37,
I'm not local. so-
case number 37 is CED 012502. Willis Hill Jr., Carol R. Frazier, Gloria Hill Estate. Is there anyone here?
No, I think we're out of.
Yeah.
Is that our lawyer? Is he our lawyer?
Still good to ask.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, Mr. Clegg,
Yes, ma'am. First notified August the 20th of 2024. Rotten wood, peeling and faded paint, weeds and overgrown landscaping, the damaged
we're
fence.
having problems hearing here a little bit. Sir, could,
Mr. Simpson?
Give him the gavel.
Denver, hold it.
Hit the
Just
gavel.
step on the outside.
Hit the gavel. Ask
He
for
needs to
water.
be, I think.
Could you all step outside with that because it's creating a, okay, now we're back, Mr. Clegg, I
right, no
apologize
problem.
for that.
Yeah,
We gotta wait.
Okay.
You want me to go back?
Let the records reflect that we don't have an attorney, or are you, no, we
I'm
don't
from the
have
staff.
one. Okay. Okay, we're listening.
Okay, going back with violations, they had damaged fence, damaged roof, drip edges. Compliance date was due September 19th of 2024. Reinspection was February 6th, 2025, non-compliant, and no contact with the owner. Staff's recommending non-compliance with compliance due on the next cutoff.
Okay.
Move to accept the city's recommendation.
Okay, it's been moved by Mr. Harris.
Second.
And second by Mr. Gonzalez.
Aye.
Okay, next cutoff. Okay. And case number 39.
39.
Madam Secretary, you have to follow me here.
Okay, I'm, just a moment. I'm writing down what
She
you
can
said.
This
confirm.
Mr. Roosevelt Butler.
Yes, the next case will be 39.
Is Mr. Butler here? No, I guess he had to leave.
Go to the next one.
Okay,
The next one will be 42.
We'll go to case number 42.
That'll be Sarah.
Okay. CEB 022547, John A. Nelson, 737 Whitehall Street. Okay, Ms. Kirk,
Okay,
Case 42.
there is no one here.
quick second here. Okay, this is a field-generated case for no permit for windows, 19 windows. First notification was 7/12/24. Compliance was due 8/12/24. I re-inspected the property yesterday. The permit is still expired. Staff is recommending a finding of noncompliance with compliance due by the next cutoff.
So moved.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second for our next cutoff. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay. Case number 44.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Case number 44, CEB 022549, Munir Y. El Farah at 121 Lockhart Street.
This is a complaint-generated case, tenant complaint for outside storage, overgrown grass, inoperable vehicles, damaged exterior wall, broken window, missing address numbers, defective interior surfaces, inoperable HVAC, defective washing machine, drainage, missing smoke detectors. First notification was 10/25/24. Compliance was due 11/25/24. I did a site visit yesterday, 2/12/25. The property's still in noncompliance. Staff's recommending a finding of noncompliance with compliance due by the next cutoff.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, case number 46, CEB 022531, Marsh 2 LLC at 1065 Hampton Road.
Inspector Garcia, credentials on file. This case was complaint-driven, violations for overgrown grass, landscaping, damaged carport, and damaged roof. The certified letter was posted on December 10, 2024. The compliance due date was December 20th, 2024. The last time visited was January 28th, 2025, and still in noncompliance. Staff recommends a finding of noncompliance with compliance due by the next cutoff.
Okay. To the board, you've heard the recommendation. What is your?
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Gonzalez and second by Mr. Harrington. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Case number 47, CEB 022540, RMV Entertainment LLC and Veronica Gonzalez at 1174 Brian Marsh Drive.
This was received as a complaint for no building permit for a new fence and a dirty pool. Certified receipt was returned on December 17, 2024. Compliance due date December 27, 2024. And the last re-inspected date was February 4th, 2025. And still in noncompliance. Staff recommends a finding of noncompliance, compliance by next cutoff.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, case number 48, CEB 022533, Lucio Ramirez at 1321 Ginsburg Drive. Okay, Ms. Tony.
This case was opened on September 23rd, 2024, a complaint generated case for outside storage, peeling paint, dirt and grime, parking on the front lawn, and junk vehicles. First notice was received on October 24th, 2024. Compliance was due November 24th, 2024. Last inspection was February 12th, 2025, and the result was non-compliance. There has been no contact with the owners. Staff recommends a finding of non-compliance with compliance due by next cutoff.
Okay. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Gonzalez, second by Mr. Harrington.
Still have one more. 39. He's-
He says he wasn't
Okay.
here, so we're not gonna hear it.
Yes, he's coming back. Okay, our next case is with all in favor?
Aye.
Well, if he's not here,
All in favor?
all in favor.
Yeah.
We didn't
the
finish
last
that
miss-
motion.
The
Okay,
last case?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
thank you. Okay, our next case is case number 52. Am I right?
No, we
52 is in
got one.
compliance.
The only case I know of is 39.
Yeah.
Got 39, he's coming.
Okay, you got 39. Okay. You're right. Okay, he said he's on his way back, so. Which would be case number 39. Now, I have a question since we have a minute. Previously, we used to have to bring in either power of attorney or a letter from the owner or whoever that this person can speak with him. Now it seems like we sometimes say if the person has been appointed, but that they notify your office was good enough.
Your question whether we have like official verification of their authority to speak on?
Yes.
Okay.
We used to have that, but then we sort of got away from it. So what is it now?
Well, I would say what y'all are, you cite the property. And so then you're gonna take evidence as to, is there a violation, if you're gonna determine violation, or you're gonna take evidence as to, you know, what the fine should be, should you extend it if you're looking at the fine amount?
Yeah, but I'm talking about just the person that's
That's what I'm talking
speaking.
about. The only time you need a power of attorney, if you're gonna accept that person's statement as the property owner to do something. That they're going to do something in a certain period of time.
No, what I was saying is, just like
So-
we've had several cases today come up, they are not the owners,
Right.
or the owner has passed, or even if the owner has not, or the owner is sick. We used to require a paper
Yeah.
from that owner stating
Right. And
that they could speak.
And I'm just saying that this isn't a courtroom, so they're not acting as an attorney, which would, you would need an attorney to represent you in court. I'm just saying, if you are going to accept that person's statement as to commit to do something on behalf of the property owner, then you would definitely want that.
Yes.
But if you're just taking testimony as to the condition of the property, then it can be anybody. It can be any witness that comes in and says, this is the condition of the
Yeah.
property, this is what we see.
I can add to that. So because this hearing is to find the property, not make an imposition on a person, I think that's what the distinction is. If we were in a different setting, like for example, a criminal case or a civil case where we were holding the person responsible, then yes, we would need paper. But since it's the property, does that make sense?
I think a lot
Not
of
really,
it-
because we've had, look like to me, some cases that, what if I'm Joe Blow, and I know that this case is coming up? I can just step in and say, I'm speaking for the property as to what's to be done.
You mean if they lie about having authority?
Well, but I guess in terms of what will they lie about? If somebody comes in and says, the property owner did these things, I would not accept that testimony, because that's hearsay. I would just say, you can't come in and tell me what somebody else did. You can come in here and talk about what the condition of the property is and what it was before. And if you did work on the property, so this is, some of the people have come in and said, you know, I'm not the owner, but this is the stuff I've done, this was my fault, I'm correcting it. They can testify as to that. They can't really come in and say what the owner was doing, even if they have the power of attorney. They don't have the authority to speak on behalf of the owner.
So, Mr. You could, Simpson, you could probably clarify, but that's a decision the board can make if you wanted to heighten the requirement. It's just not legally required. If you would like to require that moving forward, that's in your
Well,
discretion.
that's where I wanted to go, because aren't we quasi judicial?
Yes.
So then we have the right to, as she is saying, require certain proof of certain things.
Yeah, we can't
But
even
they
get the
tell us.
owners to come in
Yeah,
when the
you need a
house is-
motion, and then you have a quorum, so
Yeah.
if you wanted to vote.
You have two choices. You can let that person speak and accept whatever they say, or you say, the owner didn't show up, you can't speak, and we're just gonna base the decision on what the city says. Those are really your two choices.
Yeah.
You've got notice to them, and they sent somebody, so there's no question about due process.
Yeah, and if it's a tenant, that's the first thing they're gonna do is say, hey, this isn't on me, you know, this is for you. So most owners find out, they just
Yeah.
choose not to come.
And really, the tenant, I think it's very important that you always cite the owner and the tenant, because you want to cite all the parties who have the ability to correct the violation. Sometimes the tenant can correct the violation.
Yeah, but sometimes we don't know who the tenants are.
That's what I'm
If
saying.
you don't know who the tenant is, that's different, but if you know who the tenant is, cite them both.
Yeah.
Because the owner can always correct the violation, because usually the lease will say you gotta comply with city codes. And if you're not in compliance, you breach the lease, you can be evicted.
Yeah, the
But
officers
see,
are the ones that would know who
We don't really do
the
the
tenant.
citing. They do the citing. Right? Okay. Okay, Mr. Butler is here now for case number 39. CEB 022541, Jamal Bell at 1147 Lakewood Park Drive.
Yes, ma'am. As pertains to 1147 Lakewood, this was a field-generated case. A site inspection was conducted on November the 7th, 2024, where it was determined the property had the following violations: outdoor storage, which is a connex, and unpermitted shed. The property was notified on November the 15th, 2024. The property was to be in compliance on December the 15th, 2024. Last date of my reinspection was February 11th, 2025. Result of my reinspection was noncompliance. I've had contact with the property owner. Staff requests finding of noncompliance, compliance by next cutoff.
So moved.
Second.
I don't understand what the Connex is.
It's a big storage container of metal.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you see them like on trains and
Oh,
things
yeah,
of that.
yeah, okay.
It's right here.
So-
I'm sorry.
Here's a
Here's the picture of it right here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know, as soon as you said it was storage.
Yes, ma'am.
okay. So your recommendation was next cutoff.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you first?
Okay,
did you
is there a motion?
Yes, I did.
Neil, I'll do it,
Okay.
whatever.
Okay, it's been moved and properly. Mr. Harrington made the motion. Mr. Gonzalez seconded. Okay. All in favor? Aye. Okay, it's been moved and properly seconded. Okay. I believe that clears us.